Hello.
Yeehaw.
Oh my god.
I don't like being stared at. I think we should go again. Bye bye. Thanks for coming to our stream. Hello, Ganondorf.
Good to have you here. I know we started slightly later.
Yeah, we're running a tiny bit late.
I'm too busy having dessert.
Yeah.
It's very important to me.
I made Socket a hot chocolate with like 5 times the amount of marshmallows that I normally would make. So she's in little bitty cobbled heaven.
Yeah. Hopefully it will wake me up. Sugars are supposed to do that, right?
Yeah. They just make you go fast.
3 more
Technically 3 minutes and 30 minutes.
I mean, I went live 5 minutes ago, so technically I am not late.
No, that's true. Except you're still late because we are allegedly supposed to start at 7:30.
Yeah.
But we just haven't hit that goal for a while.
No. Yes. My day has been a bit like messed up because Twitch was like, excuse me,
Yeah.
you need to re-verify your like payments details and
like your tax stuff. Thanks.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh.
And then it used long words, and we had neither of us had enough coffee. And also, yeah, American taxes are so different from English taxes.
Yeah, because
it's like
like
you always thought it was 9. Oh yeah, 9 for 8:30 for you. Yeah. But we've been really late. And usually it ends up being like the 45 mark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because something always comes up.
Oh yeah, but we kinda...
like we're all like, oh yeah, shitey, it's past.
But neither of us likes having dinner too early. It's the other
problem. No, it is a real issue. Like I don't like having it too late, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then I'm like, oh yeah, before we stream I should have some tea. And so I get tea ready. And then I'm like, oh no, I need to like last minute bio break. So then I do that. And it's like, and now it's...
Yeah. Life. Yeah.
Later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Life is very hard.
Life is so hard.
So yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah, wait, hold on.
What?
We gotta reset.
Oh yeah! The counter!
Yeah. I cannot believe how badly Van Zieks let us down.
Last night, he really did, didn't he?
Yeah. I got to manually take this all the way down, don't I? Yeah, there we go.
Rude.
So I'm gonna take it all down, like nothing, not a single one.
Not a biscuit.
There we go.
Not a bean. But Olive Green did get to say fuck. Oh, and Elena Wing did actually clip out like Olive Green and put fuck you on the easel.
Yeah.
And I was going to take it out, take that, like get the background away and make her just like an image that we could use on stream as like a reaction image. But
work happened. You had to work. That's
yeah, I was working and then I kind of got caught up wrestling. I was wrestling with an embroidery file that just hated me. And then it was dinner time and
you snapped a needle, don't forget.
I also snapped a needle, yes.
Machine.
On my sewing machine.
Those things are fucking thick. It always scares the hell out of me when those break.
It's just like a massive crack and you're like, ooh.
That could have gone in my eye.
Ooh. Yeah, exactly. The number of times like a little piece is actually shattered off and I'm like, should I be wearing safety goggles? Probably.
Yeah, I really feel like these things are like, it's for nice, like, old ladies and like people who just like to sew. No, but like those fucking commercials back in the day.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was like, A, this is not for old ladies. Really. I mean, it could be, but they're not gonna care. And B, it's pretty hardcore machinery. It's like, they're power tools.
Well, again, I mean, like my cousin, who I didn't speak to, but she works in the theatre industry. She does costume design.
Yeah.
And at one point, like my mum was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, your cousin got a sewing machine needle through her finger," and I was like, "Oh yeah, that can happen."
Yeah.
How tired was she? But also, yeah, I'm so acutely aware that at any second, if I'm not paying attention while I'm like changing my thread or sorting stuff out underneath, I could just not pay attention and just...
Yeah.
That stuff does not stop fast. It's like a freaking Tesla car door. Bye-bye.
Off it goes.
Anyway. Woohoo.
Anyway, enough about us.
I haven't got an Olive Green fuck you reaction image, which I'm upset about, but I should try and get that in for next week.
Yeah.
It's only just cutting it out. It's really not that difficult, but...
oh my god.
You know.
Let's go.
We will have one.
Sorry,
Let
I just
Olive
started
Green say
this.
fuck.
dramatic music. That thing still kind of scares me. It does
A little
really
bit.
kind of.
Crystal
look
Tower's got a gun.
The grand end of the century Great Exhibition of London. Surely there is not a soul who has failed to hear of it. Wondrous new works of culture and industry from every corner of the globe had converged on Hyde Park, welcoming over 50 million visitors.
50 million visitors, and it'll still be the same 4 people in the jury. I mean, 6 people.
Astonished and delighted people of all nations, and ended on a note of resounding success.
It's because they're foreigners.
Fish.
But as regards to the terrible catastrophe that occurred during the festivities, very few were aware my friend Mr. Herlock Sholmes had a hand in unraveling the matter. For from the shadows, it was he who earnestly unearthed the facts of the case. And like the centerpiece of the Great Exhibition, which rose high into the skies of Hyde Park, Sholmes's brilliant deductions, as clear and lofty as the Crystal Tower itself, brought the truth to light.
Alright,
There's a cat boy in there.
We're here at the showground of the Great Exhibition, which is absolutely packed with people. The weather is unusually fine, and we're about to witness a most extraordinary scientific experiment.
Okay. Oh, he's a science guy.
Science guy! The 20th century will see steam engines and electrical power dominate the world. Horse-drawn carts will give way to the motor car. Ships will sprout wings and take to the skies.
Sure hope not.
And today, we showcase even more advanced technology. A glimpse into the future. A world first. A demonstration of my super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine.
Oh, that's what it is.
That's what that is.
Man will literally be disassembled
Oh boy,
from
that's
high voltage
frightening.
electricity and beamed to another location. Whereupon his body will be reassembled by a series of complex calculations exactly as it was before.
Totally sounds legit.
Yep, this seems fine.
Um,
Okay, bye-bye, slightly scary looking man.
Why can't it have been Eggert?
Yeah, right. Well, who's...
Oh my god.
I bet... I reckon this guy's like one part of a pair of twins. And the other twin's just gonna step out of the
my
box like,
God.
hi, I'm fine.
Fucking bit.
This gentleman will, in the blink of an eye,
And he's just like,
incredible journey through the air.
oh, pink moose.
Later, the Crystal Tower behind you.
Sure thing, mate.
Twinning music plays.
I did not like that giggling. I feel like we want to look away, if I'm perfectly honest.
Something, something, a fine pink mist.
He's very excitedly screaming, yes, yes, yes.
He appeared here. Like,
Well, that happened.
that did happen. Why does he sound like a monkey?
This is...
Maybe he's a really smart monkey with great hair.
No.
Bruno, are you listening?
Oh, sorry. What was that, Iris?
What's the matter with you? You've been miles away all morning. Didn't you like what I cooked for breakfast?
No, that's not it at all. What were we talking about again?
Today's paper. It's full of news all about the Great Exhibition again.
Ah, yes, the Great Exhibition. I'd like to go sometime. I hope you've bought the tickets already,
No,
because I
right?
don't think that's going to be like...
Although the Great Exhibition was not...
Well, I felt like...
you could kind of walk in a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Or near the end when it was less like...
Yeah.
You're really not your usual self today. You seem very down. Don't you agree, Hurley?
I was waiting for it.
Did you say something, Iris?
Oh gosh, you're even more down. Wow! When did you arrive, Mr. Naruhodo?
I've been here for about half an hour already. We had breakfast together.
What? Why didn't you mention it before?
I thought you might have known I was here. You know, because breakfast?
That's why he was hunched over. Yeah, he was just secretly chugging some caffeine into his vein.
Iris is quite right. You're clearly lacking in vim, so much so that I didn't notice your presence.
Thanks.
Of course, I could deduce the reason perfectly well with some simple observations.
What?
Let's see. Yes, for example, your tousled hair this morning with all its unruly spikes. Clearly it can be deduced, therefore, that...
Let me stop you there, Mr. Sholmes, because I think I can see where this is going. My hair always looks like this. It always has, ever since we first met. In fact.
Oh, really? How interesting. It just doesn't look like a haircut as such, I suppose.
Thanks again.
He's a bitch. This is a wig, in fact. Yeah, that's the one. Kneecaps!
Kneecaps! It crossed my mind recently that it's been 6 months now.
6 months?
Since I was forbidden from working in court. So I've been wondering how much longer I'm going to be banned.
Oh, well, that would explain why you seem rather glum. Don't you agree, Hurley?
Did you say something, Iris?
Back to moping.
Why?
What is going on? What's the matter with Mr. Sholmes today? He seems even more down in the dumps than me.
I know! And the great exhibition has opened. You'd think he'd be excited. Oh, why don't we all go to see it together? I want to, of course I do, but I can't. Not for the time being.
Why not?
Why not? Why not? Because I'm a great detective after all.
Papa, sorry I said excuse me.
Okay. That's horrifying.
Yeah, it's okay. Sholmes has hit menopause.
Yeah, that's the one.
Sholmes didn't. This is so...
That's so random. Twitch just being like, cool, hi, yup. Very normal.
So you're embroiled in some tricky case that you can't be distracted from, is that it?
More likely he just thinks he's going to get recognised.
Yeah.
I don't remember hearing that you're working on a case, Hurley.
I suppose I should try to find out what's going on. Okay. Sorry for that noise. I try very carefully to put my mug down, but our microphone's like, oh my god! Every time I look at that machine, I can't help thinking what a monstrosity it is. What's it called again?
The Great Analytoscope. It can analyse absolutely anything, you know.
It does seem incredible, and at the same time, incredibly useless.
But it looks impressive, doesn't it? So that makes it very useful.
How does that make it useful?
Because it means you can pawn it for lots of money. The pawnbrokers always make idle remarks like, "What an incredible looking machine."
So
Hurley often takes it to the pawn shop when he's a little short.
it sounds like this thing pulls its weight around here more than I realized, by having its weight pulled around. Imagine carrying this fucking thing. Like, Sholmes doesn't look like the kind of person who can carry this thing.
You'd be surprised what you can do with a generous dose of caffeine.
Pain doesn't hit until later, yeah. Good old caffeine. Books, papers, scientific implements. These shelves are stuffed to the gunnels.
Just throws it out the window. Yeah, actually, you're right.
That's a
The
good
extra
point.
dents make it kind of look like it's been used a lot.
Yeah, no, you're right. Mrs. Zata wouldn't be able to help herself if she were here. She can't stand mess. Yeah, we've seen this before, haven't we? But
We have a little bit.
Susie might not be able to stand mess, but she wouldn't dare touch those shelves.
oh, why not?
Everything's in intricate balance. Hurley spends ages on it. If you were to touch even one thing, the whole lot would come tumbling down. Susie noticed it was a very delicate arrangement right from the outset.
You make it sound like a meeting of great minds. But the truth is, Mr. Sholmes just needs to tidy up.
So do you, Mr. Naruhodo.
Well, she's not here to tell us what to do. You guys want me to stop looking at everything? Do let me know.
To be fair, I think we have done it, but I don't mind.
Yeah, we've been through this conversation before. So very relaxing.
Cleaning out the chimney isn't so relaxing, though.
No, getting covered in soot isn't my idea of fun.
You know, Hurley decided he was going to clean it out himself last year. But you can guess what happened, can't you? He got himself stuck inside the flue.
He's a very slim man, I admit. But there are limits to where a fully grown man can fit.
Now, every time he dozes off by the fire, he has nightmares about it.
I don't remember that before.
No, this wasn't new. Okay, so it's
okay.
getting mixes of new bits. Just like originally the mess that was also slightly different.
I can type with my eyes shut, you know.
I can believe it. When a deadline's approaching, you sound like a Gatling gun.
This I do remember.
That reminds me of a dream I had the other day. It was such a funny one. It woke me, actually. I was typing for a whole hour in the pitch black, but I didn't make a single mistake.
That's incredible.
But then, when it got light, I found that there wasn't any paper in the machine.
Yeah, we have had this though.
Now I wonder if I'd actually been typing at all.
I think you might have just fallen asleep on the job.
Yeah.
Ah yes, this is where you note down ideas, isn't it, Iris? What's in the melting pot today? The blue carbuncle.
I've got one of them going right now.
Yes, it's from a case of theft that Hurley solved ages ago. The theft of a precious stone. A carbuncle is another name for a garnet, you see, especially if it's cut with a rounded top.
Oh, really? And this garnet was blue, was it?
Well, that's the thing. They're usually red. No blue garnets have ever been discovered.
Oh.
So who knows what the stolen gemstone actually was? That's the real mystery of the case.
A proper Sherlock Sholmes conundrum, huh? Yeah, okay, so...
Yeah, so some of that, and that's going to be, like, if we click on the bottles, it's going to be talking about not licking them.
Yeah, I'll just go talk to
Yeah.
Sholmes. Event 6 months ago.
Just in case we forgot.
Half a year ago now, I took on the defense of a young girl in a trial. Heard in a trial heard at the Old Bailey. What at first seemed like a simple case of murder that took place at a London pawnbrokery turned out to be one part of a much more far-reaching plot that involved the British government.
Spanned the whole of Hot Bus Summer!
Eggy! During the course of the trial, it was found that I made an unavoidable, yet at the same time unforgivable mistake. Pardon?
Yeah. I forgot what we did, but, you know.
Words fail me. The situation is utterly deplorable. Mr. Naruhodo! Yes, my lord? I will decide upon your fate following the conclusion of this trial.
Or did we hide the fact that Susato was the one who made the hole in the window? In the door, even.
Something like that, yeah. Of course, my lord. In the end, I had my right to represent people in court revoked. I was told I had to spend my time in research and study, so that's what I've been doing.
You have, haven't you, Uno? Reading all those big fat tomes about British law up in your room, and the notes about Sholmes's old cases.
Brewing Irish?
Don't you
Irish,
start now.
Irish tea.
Irish tea, yeah, I'm sure he likes his Irish coffee and...
Brewing Irish's special blends of tea. I can't say Irish now. It's, oh dear. Fetching my daily bread for me. You've become something of a manservant around here. Start on the silverware next, Master Naruhodo.
Well, I'm thinking of going to ask the powers that be to reconsider. Specifically Lord Strongheart at the British Supreme Court on Whitehall. Whitehall's the furry equivalent.
Yes.
Lord Strongheart.
Ah, the delightful Lord Chief Justice. Not my favourite fellow.
He's not mine either, but he's the man I have to talk to. He's the only one who can grant permission for me to start working in the courts again. I came to Britain to become the best lawyer I could. And I can't do that just sitting around here. The great
Still very villain.
exhibition, yeah, he is. I really do not trust this man.
No.
The whole of London has been swept up in this great exhibition, hasn't it?
The most advanced science, the most modern technology, the finest works of art, and feats of engineering. For the next 6 months, our capital will be showcasing these things, and the world will be watching.
Oh, do you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to look down on London from one of those lovely balloons.
Look down on... Do you mean those things? Fly!
Yes, of course. They fly high in the sky and don't even need wings to do it. All you need is hot air.
But how? How does hot air have anything to do with flying? It makes no sense! I can't understand it at all.
That's true of a lot of new scientific discoveries. Most people can't understand them at first. But in 100 years' time, all these things will just be common knowledge.
I suppose they might be.
Mind you, some of the science being demonstrated seems very questionable. Something went wrong on the open experimentation. And this a child, leave me alone. Something went wrong on the open experimentation stage yesterday, apparently. There was a huge explosion. Still, I wish I'd seen it though. I'd love to see how bad some of these scam experiments really are.
Yeah, honestly, me too, Iris. Says the innocent 10-year-old girl.
Big bada boom. See here, every page of this paper carries some article or other about the Great Exhibition.
Sorry for scraping noises.
Shame on you. Is that your marshmallows?
Oh no, I've eaten those.
Okay.
They are dead.
The brighter things shine, the darker the shadows that are cast behind them. That was a Final Fantasy XIV patch, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Personally, I find myself drawn to the darkness, to the impenetrable. That is my proper atmosphere.
The Great Exhibition newspaper has been entered into the court record.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
A newspaper containing various articles about the world-leading science and technology on show at the Great Exhibition being held in London. Shadows cast behind. Is that a metaphorical way of referring to the back page of the paper? Your gloomy mood. Now we're getting to it.
Indeed.
Are you investigating a particularly tricky case at the moment, Mr. Sholmes?
You could say that, I suppose.
Nothing more to add? That's not like you. What sort of case is it?
Shush! Quiet, Mr. Naruhodo. We must not discuss it here. You never know who might be listening.
You're acting very strangely, Hurley.
What do you mean, Iris?
Well, usually. The more mysterious and complicated a case is, the better Hurley's mood. Ah. Is it really a case that's bothering you? Iris, please, you mustn't exercise your astute powers of observation and deduction on me without invitation. Hi, Dio.
Hello, Dio.
Remember what I always say. Put yourself in the shoes of the individual about whom you're making deductions.
You say that, do you? You, Mr. Sholmes?
Never mind. Once I've had a cup of tea, I must make my way at once to the crime scene.
That was a deep sigh. Well. Let's read the paper. Every article on the front page is news about the Great Exhibition. Public experiments to demonstrate brand new scientific ideas. Cultural exhibits from around the globe. It's also positive and hopeful about... apparently... so hopeful his voice went. It's also positive and hopeful about the coming century. We must all go to see it properly before too long.
I like how Iris was just standing there saying nothing.
Then she's like, yeah.
Staring.
First test of matter transport device.
And that's like the crazy guy.
Eyes of the world are on the Crystal Tower. The Reaper attack. Oh no!
Oh
no!
So many glowing reports about the Great Exhibition and everything that's going on here.
I cannot believe it! A lost cat!
Oh no!
It's in the Crystal Tower. I know where it is. I found your cat.
Other than this rather gloomy looking one that is. Wait, what?
What's the matter, Bruno?
Ruffians, blah, to intimidate man of justice?
Lord Van Zieks and compatriot cornered!
Oh, what? Fiery bull.
Fiery ball gown sets dance hall ablaze. French court hears glass eye case. And something about an advert for the Altamont Gas Company.
The Reaper attacked. That's Lord Van Zieks! This must be what Mr. Sholmes was talking about.
It turned into blue raspberry rock candy though, that's true.
Does he know any more, I wonder?
Unfortunate.
No, I want to look at it some more.
Excuse me, yeah, how dare you? Is that not Gregson at the back there?
It feels like Gregson. Yeah, let me zoom in. Game!
Or is
Sorry
it?
for yelling.
No, it's not Gregson, it's too hot. It looks like Gregson from a distance, but
Van
that's
Zieks
Van
on the right.
Zieks on the right.
And
So that guy on the left,
It's supposed to be the Reaper, but he's shorter than Van
It's
Zieks,
not.
so it can't be him.
it's not the Reaper, though.
No, I know.
The Reaper is Van Zieks. That's La Brea, for fuck's
Yeah,
sake. That's just
Well,
why.
I'm sorry for forgetting what La Brea looks like, considering he changes his skin every single fucking...
He does do that. We used its red raspberry rock candy to wake up its earlier self. Which was good of us, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knew that cats were so responsive to rock candy? Which reminds me, where the hell is Wagahai gone?
Yeah. I'm gonna present the newspaper to Sholmes. Mr. Sholmes, about this.
My dear fellow, without wishing to sound rude, I'm currently in the middle of a very important blink. Perhaps some other more convenient time, huh? That wasn't what we were supposed to do, but I am very happy that we did it.
Is there a set time for your important blinks? Or are they an all-day affair? Just so I know. Worth it!
I'm gonna remember that. Socketwrench? Currently, I'm in the middle of an extraordinarily important blink.
Oh,
Go away!
oh,
Ooh.
okay.
Okay, finally. Okay, right, cool.
It says in the paper that Lord Van Zieks was attacked. That's terrible!
You know the legend of the Reaper of the Bailey, of course, don't you?
Only too well, in fact.
Yes. Prosecutor Barak Van Zieks. Backstory. They say that if the Reaper is the prosecutor in a case, there's no salvation for whoever's in the dock.
Oh! Hot boss summer!
Even if the defendant is found not guilty. Once the Reaper has someone in his sights, one way or another, that person's time left on this earth will be short. Goodbye.
I love that they keep pulling that image out. It's like, yeah.
It's hot.
Well done. I mean, of course he's hot. There's a bus burning to death in front of him. London's finest rogues always find ways around the law. They'll stop at nothing to secure an acquittal at trial.
Oh God!
Falsifying evidence, paying sham witnesses, threatening jurors, bribing judges.
I'm sorry, Gadden Doodles. I love that website because it's very important.
It is very important. But even such devious tactics as these cannot save them from the hand of the Reaper.
It's all images we've seen before, don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry. As you've experienced yourself, haven't you, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes, I've seen the Reaper's retribution at work.
Many of these criminal rogues are reckless and quite unafraid to die. If a leader among their fraternity is seen to have been taken by the Reaper, retaliation like this does occur. Really, the capital has a never-ending supply of such scoundrels.
So, do you mean Lord Van Zieks has been attacked like this before? This isn't the first time.
He's quite an accomplished combatant, you know. Combatant. He doesn't take these attacks lying down. Although, it seems that his assailants were armed with guns this time.
Oh my fucking God, the gun! Oh my goodness, is he alright then? Is Lord Van Zieks hurt?
My dear fellow, how on earth would I know?
Don't look so smug about it, mate.
Well, in the article here it says, as to what of Lord Van Zieks and his condition, all will be revealed in tomorrow's morning edition.
Ah, I see. Well, we shall have to be patient then.
No, I can't wait until tomorrow!
Fanfic. In that case, you shall have to inquire with somebody in the know.
But who? Lord Strongheart? Perhaps?
No.
Oh, we're on the way anyway.
As if Strongheart isn't... Oh, hello, he's put his coat on. Well, I must be leaving now.
Yes, understood. See you later, Mr. Sholmes.
Ha, you really are a shameless liar sometimes, my dear fellow.
I refuse to believe this.
Yeah, I refuse to believe that man is dead. What?
What?
You seek to put me off my guard and follow me, don't you? Well, you would be wasting your time.
The thought hadn't crossed my mind. But now I'm wondering where you're going.
Well then, see you later indeed.
Listen to him. He's still laughing on his way out of the door.
Oh, I forgot that she has that very strange hat in the cover art.
Is that?
Well, it's a hat.
It's a mouse, isn't it?
It is a mouse, isn't it? Well, yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
She's kind of mouse-shaped, but also the goggles and stuff. It kind of has a... I mean, I can't unsee the mouse. It's just not
well, I mean, yeah, she looks like she's about to go to freaking Disneyland. That's not the point. But yeah, she has... I can't remember what... Oh no, in the little charms, they're both hamsters, aren't they? But yeah, I think she's supposed to have like little mouse ears.
Yeah.
But yeah, the little heart in the middle looks like a nose. Yeah. It also looks like it's eating her head, but... You know.
She's 10.
On the topic of Shadowbringers, you remember seeing a post... Shadowbringers sad AU when the cat woke up but didn't inherit the memories from the aura site. No, I hate that, thank you! I think I've seen that too. Or maybe I've seen people theorizing about it. I choose to ignore.
Alright then, Bruno, let's get going!
Okay, we can fix this with once he returns, he gets the memories back, like, you know.
Huh?
Never mind. I don't want to accidentally I had some thoughts on it.
Oh, like that. Yeah, that'll do. Mm-hmm.
Slightly less sad, right? Iris, what are you wearing?
I've got change to go to the Great Exhibition. You're going to take me.
What? But I was just about to go to the Supreme Court.
Oh, well that sounds fun too. You're going to take me there then.
Please put your gun down.
Alright, fine. Just, with a weapon, could you?
Of course. And after the Supreme Court, then we'll go to see the Great Exhibition.
Well, I guess the game just told us where it wants us to go now.
It's true, yeah, for a change.
Oh, a new location has been added.
Yeah, the office
Oh,
of
yes.
the Chief Lord Justice Pokemon Trainer villain. What does the shovel have to say for itself?
It's a spade.
It's a shovel.
Spade.
It's a shovel.
What to do? Oh my god.
What to do? What to do?
I'm so excited about the prospect of Naruhodo's anything consultancy opening for business again.
That's not what it's called. It's Naruhodo's legal consultancy. I've done a lot of studying in these past 6 months, reading law texts and judicial precedents. But I've forgotten how to pronounce it. I'm sure I'm a better lawyer now. I can't wait to start practicing again. Well,
Fine.
Nothing's changed in here at all, though, has it? It's as though time has stood still in here since Susie went back to Japan.
You looked away for a bit, and Iris is now whatever this is.
I wanted to keep it ready for Miss Susato in case she was able to return to Britain at some point. So I've just left everything the way it was. My god, I can't talk.
Oh, I see. Right.
It does look ridiculous, I agree.
And that was me thinking it's because of the way you are, Runo. You know, never bothering to tidy up, I mean.
Iris? This isn't the time or place to bring up my tidiness. Or lack of it. I mean...
It kind of looks like she took an old leather, like, bustier and just made it into a hat.
Yeah. The office spade!
A shovel.
Now that Mrs. Otto's gone, the shovelers aren't represented to correct me! That's fucking beautiful. Maybe I'll have to do it myself. That's not a spade, Mr. Naruhodo. It's a shovel.
Ah, so you're a spader, are you, Runo? What? You want to battle it out?
Alright, I am not going to argue with a native English speaker who has some kind of gun.
Probably a good idea.
Wow, you and me both, Mr. Naruhodo.
I think it's a smoke gun. I think it's the smoke
Yes, the
gun that
smoke
Jenny
gun.
had.
Yeah.
So you won't have any problems. You'll just be smoky.
Now, at first glance, my desk here might look as though it's a mess. However, it's not in a mess at all. Everything is exactly where I want it to be.
Good luck getting to work, Asa.
Good luck! But whenever Mrs. Arta looked at it, she'd put her hands on her hips and say, "Oh dear."
I can see it
Her
now.
way of saying that I should make it a more orderly and neat mess. I miss that.
You sound just like Hurley, you know. He says the same about his mess.
It's the kind of logic that transcends international borders, obviously. I'm not a neat desk owner. I wish I was, but everything is where it's supposed to be though in the clutter. Like I know where things are, and when they're not there, I do actually have a problem.
I'm one of those people who likes having a lot of storage space and everything put away in its place.
Same.
I really love to be tidy. Yeah. But like I have too much stuff.
Not enough space.
And not enough space.
That's really our curse.
And the space that I do have here is full of like my mum's old boxes of stuff that I can't get rid of. It's like, yay. Yeah, I wish sometimes I'd chosen a profession that didn't need so much like paraphernalia.
Yeah.
Because like my embroidery stuff alone is like 7 or 8 boxes, and then I've got like entire bookshelves full of fabric and like pins and extra needles and all the things and like buttons everywhere, and I'm just like, why did I do this to myself anyway?
British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office. It's been about 6 months now since I was last here, but some things never changed, like the sense of foreboding I always seem to feel in this place.
Oh yeah, I also have yarn. Yep. Iris.
Oh,
please.
It doesn't seem to be bothering Iris at all, though. She's happily reading over there.
Can never have too much yarn.
Oh, I love this place. I always find so many interesting books here.
And then, of course, I added a spinning wheel to the yarn so I can make my own yarn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that thing.
It's a magnificent creature.
It is a magnificent creature. I called her Vesta.
Of course, I was forgetting that you're you've been here before. I'm sorry, I can't. The time we came here 6 months ago. I mean, she's also been like, yeah, exactly. When Susato-san was given the news that she was to return to Japan.
Ah, I understand you wish to speak with me. He doesn't sound like that.
He does now.
I'll try better.
Oh, Lord Strongheart. I trust you've been keeping well. Oh no, not this.
Let's see. Since you arrived and requested an audience, it's been 4 hours, 32 minutes, and 26 seconds. I've kept you waiting a while. My apologies.
Oh no, not at all. I like nothing more than standing around staring into space.
Good to know.
Good to know. That doesn't appear to bother him at all. He's so scary. Is that Mel Strongheart?
It seems so.
Mel Strongheart, Lord Chief Justice of London. He's the man who allowed me to start practicing as a defense lawyer when I arrived in Britain as a student.
He's so evil, Pokemon trainer coded.
Yeah.
I just can't.
No, you need only savor the air for a moment in his grand office to understand his preeminent status. Preeminent? Preeminent?
No, you did good. You got it right.
As you will, sorry, be aware.
As you will be aware, the Great Exhibition of London is now underway at last. We're extremely busy as a result, policing the grounds, guarding the new technologies, dealing with petty crime. And furthermore, as of next month, we shall open the International Forensic Science Symposium.
That might be what Sholmes is.
Could be what
like.
Sholmes is doing. It's a toilet handle
still a
flushy
toilet
boy
handle.
still, and I don't understand. Okay, it is supposed to be a clock winding
It doesn't
device.
look
but
like it.
It looks like a golden flusher.
It does. Oh, I've not heard about that.
Investigating authorities from 40 countries around the globe will be taking part, including from your own land. Ah, I see. Forensic science is the future. The world must embrace it.
I really feel like this is definitely the evil trainer pose when you battle him.
Yeah, this is the
like-
pose where he's like, I am become God. I don't understand. As we're the hosting nation, I have much to do.
They live in a clock tower. The birthdays.
Yeah. And it is my highest priority. If others must wait for my attention as a result, so be it.
Well, it's nice to know where I stand.
So, you wish to consult with me? Of course. I can very well imagine what this is about.
Thank you for agreeing to this meeting, my lord. I want to be allowed to start working as a defense lawyer again in court. That's what brought me here today. But actually, there's something else playing on my mind, as it happens.
Bruno, just take a deep breath and come out with it.
The birds are his assassins. Yeah.
So, we're like hiding here, right? Like
a bird trainer.
the clocks of the giant clock are keeping time as usual with their steady, rhythmical motion. Yeah, I think we discussed before that he'd be still Pokemon trainer now because of all the gears.
Still flying.
So he does Skarmory.
Yeah, true.
Definitely.
Good point. I keep forgetting Skarmory exists. Very cool. I know. I'm sorry. That's a criminal thing.
Spikes. Sorry. Anyway, it's really quite disturbing how little sound they make considering their massive size.
Someone very brilliant must have designed it, and whoever maintains it must be very talented too. But I'm not entirely convinced it's even a clock.
What? But what about the huge clock face that forms the window over there?
Some people just make machines that move for the fun of it, because they enjoy watching them. Rather like how Hurley makes his rambling deductions just for the fun of it. Even if the outcome isn't quite right.
Never mind all the trouble it gets others into along the way.
Yeah, it doesn't look functional, no.
I like, no, this is like a decoration.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that armor.
Oh, no! I've just had a great idea!
What is it?
We could hide inside these suits of armour and spy on the Fob Watchmaster to find out what he's really like.
I don't have much interest in what Lord Strongheart is really like, though.
Oh, please! It would be fun! You could be inside the left one, and I'll go in the right!
You really want to have a go in a suit of armour, don't you?
Now you're making fun of me because I'm a child, aren't you?
I wasn't making fun of you at all. I'd like to have a go too. So why? She can't fit in it. Like, imagine her tiny legs. She'd be like,
It's alright, she'll just balance.
oh.
She can hold herself up on the sword.
Oh wait, what's
Her
this?
hair wouldn't fit, mostly.
Yeah. You couldn't read all those books
that's
even if you were reincarnated 3 times over. That's a bookworm.
Oh, I know. So much reading material. I'm very envious. I've really been running out of things to read recently.
That's because you read so fast.
Perhaps little by little I could swap some of the books here with some of mine from home.
I don't see why not. No one would notice, or at least I wouldn't, even if I was reincarnated 3 times over as a librarian. Alright, I guess we'll have to talk to Strongheart. Permission to work in Forensic Science Symposium. Dude, where's the forensics office? I actually came over here to ask for your permission.
Go on.
6 months ago, my right to work in the court as a lawyer was revoked and I was told to spend my time studying. Obviously, I am very sorry for what happened, but the thing is, it made me understand what it really means to defend somebody under the rules of a foreign justice system. And I desperately want to have another go. Please, permit me to enter the courtroom again. This man is so rude, just rewinding his watch.
I know, right? We are talking. Mate.
Huh?
Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes? Oh, here it comes.
I'm sure you haven't forgotten your position here, have you? At best, you are a substitute for your compatriot. This was never your intended role.
Well, that's true. The Japanese government actually sent my best friend on this study tour, not me. It should have been Kazuma. He was so determined to bring change to our own justice system at home. That was his calling. If that tragic accident hadn't happened, I wouldn't be here in this office now. You know, he's truly dead because his tentacles have stopped moving.
Yeah, exactly that.
Mr. Asogi was my best friend, you see. That's why I can't leave it unfinished. I have to fulfill this calling for him.
His calling, you say. Has it never occurred to you that perhaps you know nothing of his true calling?
Sorry?
The mission with which that your student. The mission with which that young law student was charged. What do you suppose it really was?
What do you mean? Mission? It's not making any sense.
Never mind. I've read all the reports you've submitted over the past 6 months. It's clear to me that you regret your actions and have been studiously obeying your revised instructions.
Do you mean...
As of this moment, I reinstate your license to practice law here in Great Britain.
Where are my fireworks?
Yeah,
Thank you so much!
That's wonderful news, Runo.
In fact, I believe I have the perfect case to mark your comeback. A curious affair. You'll consider it, I hope.
Of course, please tell me more! Oh,
Oh, okay.
I like how it just changed.
Yeehaw.
No,
We've had a couple of perfect cases from Strongheart too, and they've been setups.
You described it as a curious affair.
Yes, that's right. I believe it was reported in the press.
And I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be the Reaper case. No, it's gonna be
yeah,
fucking...
it's gonna be the Explodey Boy. Are you aware that there was a serious accident at the Great Exhibition yesterday?
Oh. No. Mate!
Yeah, Iris literally talked to you about it, but okay.
Yes, I read about it. A professor from Germany tried to carry out a crazy experiment.
Oh!
Was he German? He didn't sound German.
It did not sound German. No. But...
Are we gonna go against a different guy than Van Zieks? I hope not. I hope he's alright, and we can just...
I have a horrible feeling we're going to go against somebody else.
I don't want that.
I got my freaking counters out and
That at
everything!
all. We have counters. I'm so upset.
Let me see. How is it described? Super high voltage, instantaneous kinesis, I think.
Instantaneous kinesis? As in moving things with a click of the fingers?
That's right. It's just what my herbal blends need. A dash of devil may care.
Whatever this serious accident was exactly, it's clearly captured Iris's imagination.
It's an unfortunate business. A large explosion engulfed the public experimentation stage and a man lost his life. A certain Mr. Odie Assman, an inventor and a well-known figure in society.
Odie Assman. Why do I feel there's a... But
I feel there's a pun in there somewhere, but I don't.
Odie Assman? Even from a German perspective, I'm not... Well, he's an investor, so he can probably...
Inventor. Oh, an investor. Yes, investor. Did I say investor or inventor?
I think you said investor.
Okay, good, because my brain read inventor.
Well...
I was like, oh, the inventor died? Okay, that's weird. Okay.
A large explosion.
A man died.
The man responsible for the experiment was Professor Albert Hairbrain. Now, there's definitely a pun there. That's also not a German name.
No. Like, you can't just...
Be like German and then be like...
That is so... This is like Albert. Albert is like...
Albert could go... I mean...
Yeah, that's fine. That's a Germanic name.
Yeah.
But then Hairbrain?
Hairbrain. Yeah. He was detained immediately after the incident and is due to appear in court tomorrow. On the charge of murder.
The thing is, this game has been really weird with nationalities anyway.
It has been a bit
Van
strange.
Zieks is literally a Dutch surname. It's like, boy, he's British!
He's a big British... But then, to be fair, so much of the British aristocracy is foreign.
Yeah, but the Dutch didn't really have any roots as far as I know.
Oh, I mean,
In
okay,
England.
but he could have just moved here, kept his surname, and then...
Yeah.
Nobled.
Sounds like a lot of shit.
Alright.
What? Murder?
If you intend to take on his defense, you should hurry to meet with him at the prison. There is very little time left for you to carry out any kind of investigation.
I mean, harebrained is like a...
What?
Like, the surname...
Yeah, the harebrained means like scatterbrained.
So that's what... Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I tried to go with that, so like...
Yeah.
But yeah. The Great Exhibition. A scientific experiment gone wrong. And murder. I feel out of my depth before I even started. Still.
We should go to the prison straight away then, and try to meet with this German professor. Don't you think?
Definitely! But the good news is the game decided he doesn't have a weird comedic German accent, so you are okay.
That is a good point.
We don't have to make any Germans
I
following us.
don't have to make any Germans very unhappy. Sehr gut.
Sehr gut.
No, I promise I will not do it. No.
I just hate it so much.
Yeah, no. I also can't do it funny. Like, I cannot at all. I can only do it like awful English, old style comedy campy. And that is just not fair or fun. And no. But he was, he didn't sound like that.
No, he's just a
So
professor.
He's just a little bit high pitched.
Yeah.
and excitable.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, one more thing about the case. There's a connection with our mutual acquaintance, the Reaper.
Oh, with Lord Van Zeeks? How? Oh, okay. Well,
okay, just
alright, stop
Cool.
that.
all sorts of conferences have been taking place around the world to coincide with the Great Exhibition. And next month, the largest and most important of them all will take place at last. The International Forensic Science Symposium.
It does seem as though criminal investigation needs to embrace scientific methods, doesn't it?
Exactly!
Hold on, sorry.
He loves to do a horrible accent anytime there's a German name or mention because he loves how his German audience writes in agony from it.
Yeah, that sounds like the Danes away.
It does sound like the Danes.
The Danes do it better than the Dutch. I
Well-
will say when it comes to comedic German accents.
Do you think?
Yes.
London, the global epicenter of culture, science and wealth, now has a population exceeding 6 million, and only 6 of those people ever show up for jury duty. Sadly, crime in the capital is growing at a similarly startling rate.
Lifetime.
So it's imperative that we use the latest scientific methods to investigate and resolve cases as efficiently as possible.
Which is what's known as forensic science, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, right? If I see that damn banker guy again, me too. Exactly! The future of policing! Regrettably, however, Britain is currently dragging its feet when it comes to the adoption of forensic methods.
Oh dear, that is alarming.
Exactly! It's extremely alarming.
He has such a justice boner, this man, like, I'm
Yeah,
kind
he
of
does.
scared.
It's terrifying. If I were Her Majesty's Attorney General, you can be sure the numbers of crimes committed and resolved in London would be very different to the current figures. And I can cite 12 solid arguments and 223 individual reasons to support my claim.
The bit where I asked about this!
No, right?
Sorry?
By way of apology for keeping you waiting earlier, I shall detail every one now.
What?
Oh, how fascinating.
It began 15 years ago. I was...
Oh my god. Please tell me we get a flashback. I want a flashback about what happened 15 years ago.
I think you just blacked out. And that, more or less, sums up my feelings on the matter, in the simplest of terms, of course.
Thank you, game, for basically having an accurate description of what it sounds. But when people talk to me, 9 out of 10 times just end up like that.
Thanks.
Set people are you people?
Yes. Essentially, to formally establish a forensic investigation division within Scotland Yard. That is my mission. And also, I will become God.
Oh, right, yes. That's wonderful!
Exactly. Wonderful is precisely what it will be.
Yeah, you will reshape the world, I get it.
Yeah.
Iris isn't paying attention at all. She's got her nose in another book now. I was like, oh, fascinating. Fucks off.
That's Cyrus.
Oh, is it over? Did you learn anything useful?
I actually drifted off for the most part. He's surprisingly ardent about forensic science. Oh, we don't get to talk.
We don't get to talk about...
Wait. Can I
antiques
present?
at all?
Can I present
Oh,
the
I guess
newspaper?
maybe.
Maybe.
Well, we'll see.
Oh.
If we can't, we can't.
Oh, that reminds me. Have you seen this?
The reports of the overwhelming success of the Great Exhibition? Of course.
No, not that. The story on the back page.
Good thinking. What story? The Reaper attacked. Ah, that.
Good little top hat.
Yes.
So this La Habrea is his buddy, is what we've established.
I guess so.
Because it's Lord Van Zieks and compatriot cornered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ruffians aim to intimidate a man of justice. Hang on. You can actually read the thingy. London's top prosecutor, Baruch Van Zieks' life came under threat yet again, as a group of heavily armed assailants, brandishing large knives and pistols, ambushed him last night. The sight of the Reaper of the Bailey and his companion, valiantly keeping the mob of blackguards at bay, was captured by this reporter, who then rushed straight away to the police to report this most heinous of crimes. As host of the Great Exhibition, the City of London can ill afford to have such brutal acts of violence occurring in its streets, and the Lord Chief Justice's office is sure to have a response to this latest incident. As to Lord Van Zieks and his condition, all will be revealed in tomorrow's morning edition.
It appears that I can't quite read the rest of it. It's so annoying because it's black. No, on the right hand side. I was kind of curious.
In a rather unexpected fashion, King Christian VIII of Denmark issued a proclamation today announcing the results of his careful reconsideration as to who the rightful winner of the prize his father, Frederick VI, offered for the first man to discover any new comet with the aid of a telescope should be. It appears the winner will not even be a man at all, but rather a young American lady by the name Maria Mitchell of Nantucket, Massachusetts. Though there were multiple competing claims of the new comet's discovery from all nations, including one by British astronomer Mr. William Rutter Dawes, King Christian was swayed by the fervent petition of Harvard President Edward Everett, who urged the change d'affaires of the United States at Copenhagen, as the fact of Miss Mitchell's prior discovery is undoubted and recognised throughout Europe. It would be a pity that she should lose the medal on a mere technical punctilio. Is that what you wanted?
Thank you.
It's not relevant to Van Zieks, but it is an interesting little tidbit of newspaper information.
What does it say?
Skeleton captures
creatures...
bumbling something.
Oh, yeah.
Bumbling burglar, I think.
Yeah.
You've enjoyed some victories in court against my #1 prosecutor, have you not?
Poor Mr. Reaper. What happened to him? He wasn't killed, was he?
There's no need for concern. Lord Van Zieks would not be so easily dispatched, I assure you.
Can you tell us what happened? I'd really love to know.
Very well. If it interests you.
It does. Strangely. Van Zieks' condition, while he is ill, is literally in the name. This is a sick man.
Yes, he is. Yes.
Fortunately,
Lord Van Zieks emerged from the attack unscathed. Street ruffians are no match for that man. He's a very capable fighter. I feel sometimes like I'm standing on stage and you're prompting me my lines when I'm doing a dramatic pause.
But that's incredible! They were armed with guns!
The man had bottles! And his hallowed chalice! Lost his favourite chalice, tragic. Yeah, well, it saved his life.
Why was he attacked though? Do we know?
That chalice is a hero. It's related to events that occurred a month ago. A leader of one of the capital's criminal organisations was indicted and prosecuted by Van Zieks.
Okay, so he's been
just
practicing law again.
Casually working since then. Okay.
Yeah, I guess he's awaiting our return.
Oh, Van Zieks. But the man was acquitted. I've no doubt large sums of money were involved behind the scenes.
Large sums of money? Like this investor, maybe?
Right. A deplorable situation. Members of the jury, all 6 of the 6 people of London that we ever... Anyway, were bribed, it seems.
No way!
Well, I know one of them would have definitely taken it, otherwise his wife would put salt in his tea again. Come on. However, despite winning his freedom, the man in question met a dramatic end yesterday.
Oh no, but you're not suggesting that was the work of the Reaper, surely?
The victim's henchmen certainly seem to think so. He was a man by the name of Assman. Mr. O.D. Assman.
Did you say Assman?
That's the man who died in the big explosion.
I can't, okay? I'm not above that, alright?
That's the man who died in the big explosion at the Great Exhibition.
Can't wait to have a whole Assman case.
Yes, known publicly as an investor, but in reality, the head of a significant criminal organization.
Unbelievable.
He was, in fact, an ass man.
I wonder, could I ask you something, Lord Strongheart, Mr. Strongheart?
Try me.
Why do you use Lord Van Zieks as a prosecutor? All the criminals who managed to get off in court and meet with mysterious ends outside the courtroom. And fearful of that fate, they seek to strike at Lord Van Zieks first. I know there's no evidence that he actually is the Reaper in that sense, but still, something's clearly going on here.
I have Van Zieks' work. I have Van Zieks' work for the prosecution service for 2 reasons. Firstly, the man is the best prosecutor in the capital, bar none. Yes, because he leads the witnesses and makes up evidence, and he's a sneaky, sexy. He's a bad
Leggy.
man. Leggy. Kneecaps. And secondly, any deaths of criminals that have occurred outside the courtroom following his trials are nothing to do with him.
But that doesn't make any sense. How can you explain the way so many have died if not by someone's hand?
Please, sir, let him be free. Let him join the circus. Van Zieks may have earned himself the moniker of the Reaper, but he is no killer. So he will continue to prosecute on behalf of the Crown. I guess it's La Habrea who does all the killing, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Unless he wishes otherwise, of course.
Sounds like he's kind of trapped, if you
It
ask
does
me.
a bit sound like that. I don't know. It occur. You know, for some reason I genuinely thought that he was going to say, like, Lord Van Zieks' work has helped me, blah, 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 or has, like, ensured, blah, 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 which is why I was just like, Van Zieks is what? Well, I must be leaving for my next engagement. I'm already 11 hours and 16 minutes late. My colleagues may be starting to fidget.
Sir, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, he just spent his entire life story, don't forget.
Yeah, 11 hours late. That's quite something. We're sure he's not a GP.
He
in
might
Britain.
well be, yeah. He works for the NHS. The meeting had already started when I arrived back here for this engagement with you. So lateness was inevitable. Time stops for no man.
I'm sure it stopped for me during those 12 solid arguments and 223 reasons. Ah, yes. Where would I find Lord Van Zieks now? Minusuka's like, oh my god, I must go see my nemesis.
Nemesis, yes, Nemesis.
Are we gonna go to Van Zieks' office?
I
Please
would
tell me so.
assume he's at his office.
Right, I'll go and ask him about the attack in person. I want to get this straight from the horse's mouth.
I'm sure
Oh
he'd
my
love that you called him a horse. Away with you now! I'm leaving, Professor Hairbrain's defense entirely in your hands. That went poorly.
Of course, yes. Thank you very much, my lord.
Very distracted by the gap between his glove and his cuff.
Ah, glad it wasn't just me. I said,
No.
why does he have such tiny gloves? They look horrid.
Yeah,
I wish to be out
it's
of
quite a standard style though, I think, in fashion. But I don't like it. But we got to see Van Zieks' office.
Could go to prison
So
first.
exciting. Okay, fine.
No, I'll go to Van Zieks' office. I know where people want to go.
Damn right! To the clown car!
Clown car. Whoa!
Wow.
Oh my god, does he have a little model city?
He has a little model city.
Look at the fucking
Look at it.
Oh my god, look at all the bottles.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm looking forward
And
to
the
it. And please
range.
tell me I get investigated.
And also, he's clearly the male lead in a manhwa.
Oh, so this is the legendary Reaper's office.
Where's the
It
Oh!
might be a painting of him, I don't know. Our
Or could
rope
have been
is in
his
front of
family.
his face. It could be.
Yes, it appears so.
It sends a chill down your spine, doesn't it? What an amazingly deathly atmosphere.
I think it's little model of the fair, the exhibition grounds,
Yeah.
actually.
With the gun.
Yeah.
Oh, is that?
And a tiny policeman. Yeah, that's the
Oh
Crystal
my
Tower.
god!
Oh my god!
That hooded figure was
Ah,
so still.
prayer!
I hadn't noticed he saw her present. I wonder who it is.
What are you doing here?
Ah! Oh!
Oh,
Oh!
what
oh.
are you doing here?
He says, unwelcoming as I thought he'd be. Actually, maybe even more so.
Hello, Clown.
Oh, I'm glad to see you're well.
I am.
Why does this make me feel extremely short?
You're right. I mean, he is very tall, isn't he?
I'm like, woo!
Hello, sir.
So, is the person over by the wall being punished for something or other?
No punishment is taking place here.
Oh.
That's my apprentice, and he's sitting there of his own free will.
I didn't know you had an apprentice. It must be the same person who was pictured in the newspaper.
Asians are not your friends. Oh my god, yeah, you're right. The chalice is in the fucking container.
Oh my
I
god,
saw the
you're
wine
right!
bottles, but
Yeah,
I didn't
same!
notice the chalices killed me.
God.
He's very able in combat, a requisite skill for anyone under my tutelage.
Are you referring to the attack of the Reaper that was reported in the papers?
The Reaper? I'd be interested to know the Reaper's true identity myself. Assuming, that is, such a fabled fiend genuinely inhabits our great courtrooms.
The frame rate cannot keep up with his greatness. Okay,
Technically, he threw 10 chalices.
I'm gonna investigate the chalice.
Yeah.
Look at that fine collection of hallowed chalices and bottles neatly lined up there.
My hallowed bottles are filled with the essence of the finest grapes from the finest vineyards I visit. And I personally oversee these chalices being made by the finest crystal craftsmen in the world. I'm sorry. And yet you throw them around in court like they were worthless. Yes, because this imbecile is so unimaginably and repeatedly wide of the mark sometimes.
Oh!
Before you open your mouth next time, you should consider the poor artisans whose work you defile.
No, we are doing them a favour because then Van Zix has to go back to get more made. We are supporting artists.
Yeah, we are. The dumber we are, the more artists we feed. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I can't. Oh, I'm.
So, it's my fault? Silly me. How could I have ever thought otherwise?
Without us, the economy is in shambles, alright? We're doing our bit.
Alright.
Is that
This
an
is a fucking-
alembic? He's
Huh?
got an alembic.
Are those bats?
Oh yeah, he's got
Oh,
bats.
okay.
Man's got bats.
They're bats!
Yes, the Reaper's familiars, I expect.
But what about the mute man in the dark cloak? I thought he was the familiar. Just not the flying kind.
He must be a dear friend of Mr. Reaper, then.
I think the familiar idea is more likely. Scary though, either way. My dude!
The guano. Love.
Yeah, I was thinking!
Mm.
Also rabies.
Is that a photo? I mean, a
Oh,
painting of
we
him.
gotta
though.
check it out.
I think it's not. I think
Can't see the
it's-
fit.
No.
That portrait really dominates the room, doesn't it?
Oh no.
Oh no, that's
Okay.
That's,
No.
is
Holy
that-
moly.
It's a very majestic outfit and pose, but sadly, whoever painted it didn't do a very good job of capturing Lord Van Ziek's facial features.
Okay.
Yes, you're right. I mean, it's not far off, but the artist has exaggerated his subject's handsomeness, I think.
Ah, that reminds me. I heard Emperor Napoleon of France ordered artists to make him look more attractive when they painted him.
How vain. That's really not an attractive quality in a person, is it?
That portrait does not depict me. Surely that's immediately obvious.
Oh, then who is it?
Brother?
I'm gonna say, I think brother. I'm gonna go with brother.
I like that we're just discussing that out loud in front of him. I'm pretty sure that's an alembic.
It really looks like a punishment to me.
I've never seen someone sitting like that before.
Yeah, or father,
yeah.
Oh, what if his dad got tragically murdered?
Oh my god!
Like the usual.
Yeah, that's true.
He hasn't moved a muscle since we arrived. Do you think perhaps he's dead?
If he was dead, Bruno, he wouldn't be sitting up, would he?
Well, anyway, dead or alive, he's not overly approachable, is he? I don't think he's going to talk to us.
He's not dead!
See you later, Laha bread.
Yeah. Can we... Oh, let's check the wine. Look at all those ancient casks lining the wall there.
I bet it smells amazing.
Yeah.
Casks in the Reaper's chamber. Or are they
It's
caskets?
also going to be fucking freezing in
Oh,
here.
absolutely,
Sorry for
icy
being
cold. That's what the candles are for.
Yeah. Do you think all those people who escaped convicted in court are lying inside them? Dead? Do you?
What ridiculous notions are going through your head, man? This is my collection of fine vintages.
Oh. Yeah, of course. Thanks for clearing that up.
Bruno and I were just musing to ourselves. Don't mind us, Mr. Reaper.
I wouldn't if you hadn't invited yourselves to my office to talk nonsense within my earshot.
We also potentially said his daddy looked more attractive than him. Like, wow.
Oh, look! It's a scale model of the Great Exhibition showground.
Yeah, the clown has a great
for
point
once,
for
yeah.
once. That's amazing. I wonder why it's here.
Perhaps he made it to take his mind off the sadness of being too busy to attend in person.
Or perhaps he's too embarrassed to queue up for a ticket.
Look at the little dead guy on the right there. Surely it's obvious that I'm using it as an investigative aid.
Ah!
You Nipponese have no business painting others as overly reserved.
Ooh, I really didn't think he'd overhear that.
You don't think we're not making him think we actually know what we're talking about more than before? I mean, yeah, no, I think he's probably got a slightly lower opinion of us. I don't know. He seems like he's having fun. Let's click on his chess set. Knock over some pieces.
Lord Van Zix's desk. Look, it's so stylish.
And that's a marble chess set beside it.
Yes, that's the Western version of our Japanese shogi game, isn't it? You know, I'm actually quite good at shogi problems.
Oh, really? You'd probably like chess problems in that case.
I'd love to challenge Lord Van Zix sometime. To a bout of shogi problems.
If you only really want to challenge yourself, you can always do that on your own at home.
Okay.
Staring on the back of your head, hoping you'll leave. Yeah, no, Iris absolutely won't have been being quiet at all. She's just going to be like,
Look! That man in the painting's so much hotter than Mr. Reaper! Look at his pretty eyebrows!
I don't think there's anything we can investigate, sadly. We can talk to Van Zix though. Last night's attack. Lord Strongheart said that the assault last night was some sort of revenge attack.
true. Carried out by henchmen of Odie Assman's criminal organization. The investigation meant their arrests were imminent. Presumably some hoped to kill me before that happened.
Odie Assman.
He's always masqueraded as one of London's most powerful financiers, a global investor. The sentence, okay. I'm not gonna be nice and be like, that wasn't a mess. It was a mess, but I got what you meant. I did get what you meant, so you got your point across, which ultimately means that the sentence was fine, because I understood it.
That's exactly.
Yay!
Sorry.
It's also, hey, your second language. You're allowed to write a mess. What's my excuse? Yippee?
Yippee!
I've read this one.
I know.
What's up?
I'm just thinking about, do you think there's also like, you have Asman, do you think there's like Poopman?
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway.
Garfield Bobman.
Yeah, Garfield Bobman.
Then his enormous wealth came to him by underhand means, via his criminal activities.
And he used that money to buy himself a verdict of not guilty when he found himself in court, didn't he? Being prosecuted by you, Mr. Reaper.
But the man got his comeuppance in the end. Yesterday, in fact, in extraordinary circumstances. It was a most unusual cause of death.
I know about that. It was super high voltage instantaneous kinesis gone wrong. Kinesis.
Kinesis.
I know it's kinesis.
Knees.
Mr. Asman died when the demonstration on the public experimentation stage ended up in an enormous explosion.
Big bada boom. Correct. And you think I have some kind of divine ability to cause an accident like that to happen, do you?
Well, no. That does seem a little far-fetched. If this man really is the fabled Reaper, then he has to be innocent of this particular death at least.
It's strange how this has worked out, isn't it, Rune? I mean, what with you taking on the Professor's defense for the trial tomorrow?
I just want to know how they got a photo of him and his trainee for the paper. Do you think he posed for it?
I think so, yeah.
Sorry.
What? You're going to be defending him?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Though I barely know the man's name yet, to be honest.
Albert. Albert Hairbrain.
That's right. Do you know him by any chance?
Of course. He's a contemporary of mine. We were at university together.
You're...
What?
I'd understood that Professor Hairbrain was from Germany, though.
Hairbrain's from a respectable British family.
Okay. Alright.
After graduating from the University of London, he moved to Germany to carry out research, that's all.
The game's like, yeah, no, I bet you were wondering about that name.
Yeah, right?
So you were students together.
I was in the Faculty of Law, of course, and he in Science, so our paths rarely crossed. But curiously, we got along, though I've not met him since my university days.
Gotta say, it's difficult to imagine these two getting along.
I know,
isn't it?
right? The guy with the fluffy hair from the intro.
That sounded a bit like a monkey.
That sounded kind of like a monkey. And this guy. Goodness, what happened to you, Van Zieks? What happened? It's like a sitcom. I certainly didn't expect our next encounter to take this form. And with you, of all people, representing him.
Only if I make it out of this office alive. He's actually been charged with murder, it seems.
Yes, I know. Because the prosecution will be handled by me.
Again, if you know the man, I feel that is a conflict of interest.
Very much a conflict of interest, but I don't know. We all like each other. Yeah.
By you? But you made it sound as if you and the professor has been friends.
Has we really? We are friends, it's true.
Why would you do this?
If If the Reaper is the prosecutor, there's nothing anyone can do to save him. He's doomed.
Dude, we've saved multiple people by now. Come the fuck on.
Mostly we've saved one person, actually. Oh no, and Ginny. 2 people.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, Ginny's still alive, but...
Yeah. What's Lord Van Zeek's thinking? He wants to eat them.
He's thinking...
What do you mean by what you said before? If you'd like to know the Reaper's true identity, does that mean...
I'm a crown prosecutor and a mortal like any other. I'm no demigod.
I read that as clown prosecutor. Don't go prosecuting your own kind.
Ginny and Yamsu and Yansume are alive. Yeah, I believe, yeah, we saved them. 2 of them. But that's it, because, old MacGuffin, he died. McGilded.
But they've all died, haven't they? The people you've prosecuted, I mean. Whether or not the trial ended in a conviction or an acquittal.
Those I prosecute are the vilest wretches of our society. Ginny will be pretty upset to hear that, but okay. People who, without question, deserve to be found guilty. The world is a better place without them.
But that's not true of Mr. Natsume, for example. He wasn't a vile wretch at all.
No, it was Ginny. In fact, she's ever so hard-working now.
I can't deny that since I encountered you, things have been have taken a turn. But the point is this. If any of those vile wretches that escaped justice subsequently died in mysterious circumstances, it was at the hands of their own kind. It's not my work.
Lord Strongheart said the same. He believes you're not involved in any way.
But you were attacked by those ruffians because they believe it's true.
The fact is, since people started to call me the Reaper of the Bailey, the number of serious crimes in the capital has dropped substantially.
Oh.
It would appear that even the most hardened criminals can be made fearful for their lives.
Do you mean to say...
I mean to say that if my pseudonym serves a useful purpose, I adopt it gladly and with honor.
But it's putting you in danger. You could be killed.
If that is my fate, let God decide.
Oh my god, you emo piece of shit. Sorry, you wouldn't mind, but we know one example of his reaperness wasn't him, it was Eggy.
Yeah, that's true. McGilded was Eggy.
Yeah.
But it's possible that McGilded wouldn't have got away with it if he had survived.
Yeah.
So...
And 6.
It was just kind of a quinky-dinkle.
Oh, we ran out of things to talk to him
Oh,
about.
boo!
No. Wait, can we present like the newspaper at him? I want to know.
You should show him our armband.
Oh my god, Lord Van Zeek's about the article in this paper.
Ah, yes. It seems there was a reporter nearby when that little skirmish took place.
Ah, see, I'm so glad that I was like, how did he get that photo?
I had no idea I'd been photographed. It was careless of me.
Nice hat.
It looks as though it was taken after the people who attacked you had run away, though.
Rest assured, the police have already apprehended every last one of them.
But there's someone else fighting alongside you, it seems. And I think it's the same man who's sitting over there as we speak, isn't it?
As I mentioned already, he's my apprentice.
Perhaps perhaps you could tell us a little more about him?
No.
Yes!
No.
Your apprentice.
He's in my tutelage to become a prosecutor. So you could say he's my apprentice, I suppose. Well, yeah, you did, several times. But okay.
Ah, like you are to Hurley then, Runo.
I don't remember taking an apprenticeship with a great detective.
He's currently compiling a report about last night's attack.
It looks like he's wearing some kind of mask?
On Lord Strongheart's orders. Nobody knows the man's face, or indeed his identity.
But why would you agree to take on such a clearly suspicious individual?
Lord Strongheart's orders again. He's not one for meaningless follies. There will be a good reason for his actions.
I hope you're right.
I wonder who it is that we already know. Kazuma-sama?
Yeah,
Is
I know,
that
it's
you?
Kazuma, is it you?
It's like, are there tentacles under there? No, he was very dead.
Ah.
The task is complete. Good. In that case, you can collate all the briefs. Good evening, Kunado.
Hello, hello. Nice to meet you.
Bye, Aloha Bread.
Back to work again. That was really strange, though. I've never met the man before. I didn't even know he existed, and yet somehow it didn't feel like our first encounter.
Don't bother trying to converse with him. He says nothing to anybody from outside this office. Lord Strongheart has strictly forbidden it.
Oh, I see.
Why are you so interested in my apprentice anyway?
Oh no, I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to. The way he stood there so casually, yet with that flawless posture. It couldn't be.
It couldn't be.
No, he was so dead.
He was dead for like days. Wasn't he? Ah, yes. There's something I've been meaning to ask you.
He does have a similar
I
posture.
mean, he
though.
does,
It's like,
and
I'm
his
like,
jawline isn't dissimilar.
Anyway, so, what's that?
That Nipponese man, is he faring well?
Like, yeah, broke his neck.
Dead for days, maybe he got better. It's true, he did break his neck.
It's like,
British science is a miracle! Would you think Apprentice is the actual Reaper and that's why Strongheart assigned him to Van Seeks? I mean, it's possible.
that's Kazuma's original thing. Maybe he was supposed to study under Lord
Maybe.
Van Zieks. Who knows?
It's possible that he was supposed to, and this... Who would accept a tutor, a guy wearing a cloak and a mask at all times and no name either? I mean, if anyone's gonna do it, this guy! Mr. Chalice! It was all a test, hooray, no one ever died actually. Yeah, right? You don't think somebody with tentacles that powerful could just die from a broken neck, do you?
After tripping over a cat and then getting pushed by a tiny Russian lady
Ballerina
on the run.
lady.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still thinking about, like, the guy who just showed up, the, rebellion dude.
Oh yeah, the Russian rebellion leader. Yeah,
he was
who
just there with his mouse.
Duh.
Duh. But it's also British citizens in London.
Yeah.
I was like, they got this fucking random Russian anyway.
I am, how do you say,
Sorry.
very good at blending in with local populace.
Duh.
Have you met my mouse? His name is Da. He is Dobramelchik.
I cannot
Sorry.
believe you said that word on stream.
What word?
Oh.
What word? It means good boy!
I know.
It's the only word of Russian my mother remembers, which I want to know why she knows that so well. I don't like it. But she did. She studied A-level Russian and A-level German, and so many. Yeah.
She used to be so smart.
She used to be so smart. These days, not so much. But yeah, no. She's like, the only Russian I really remember is Dobra Melchik, and I was like, I know Melchik from the other song.
Tattoo certainly was a thing.
It was. The one arrested twice in succession 6 months ago, with the stoop and the moustache and the jitters.
Mr. Natsume, you mean?
I'm not sure he'd be very pleased to find out you identified him from that list, Runo.
He's fine, thank you. In fact, I received a letter from him by international post only the other day.
I see. Well, I think we can end our discussion there, don't you? There's little time left before tomorrow's trial. I advise you to spend it investigating the case. Well, he wants us to beat him! Ooh!
Yes.
Fanfic.
Thank you for the advice and for the conversation. I can't believe he's asking after Sasaki-san, after a Nipponese. I'm not sure whether to feel happy about that or worried. No, don't take me away yet, Game. I need to show him my armband. No, Game, don't take me away yet!
How could you?
I never imagined that Mr. Reaper would be friends with a mad scientist. Did you? That's a turn up for the books.
A mad scientist? You mean Professor Hairbrain? Yes, it might be worth quizzing the professor about his relationship with Lord Von Zix, I think.
Did you feed your Tamagotchis?
I did
All
not.
like 7 to 9 of them.
Oh no, my other one is downstairs.
Oh, do you want me to go get him?
Do you want to go get the old man?
I'll
wait a
go
second.
fetch your old man.
Oh, this one is asleep. She's at half now. She's fine, don't worry. She was trying not to step on the dog. Oh my god. Okay, the game didn't take us away, so at least I can give him our armband. Don't worry, I've not forgotten. I'm not going anywhere. But I must also feed my Tamagotchis. And I normally wouldn't run this many Tamagotchis at once, but as it so happens, I've been trying to fix one of them. And the screen is broken, so I can't really turn it off because the new Tamagotchis have fucking lithium batteries in them rather than just being able to take the battery out. But 2 of the fucking screws, like the Tamagotchi Uni has absolutely ridiculously bad screws, got stripped. Even though I used the right screwdrivers, those little shits got stripped. I've been trying various methods to like get the screws out yet. I haven't had any luck. Still need to try the super glue method. That's like my last one. But as a result, one of them is just basically running, charged, with half a screen working. And oh, thank you.
One old man retrieved.
And I also still have my Tamagotchi color running, which we booted because we found out that after like, was it 16?
Yeah, 16.
No, it's not 16
Isn't
years.
it? Are you sure?
The unit itself is 16 years old, but it's not been 16
It's
years.
close to it. Yours was one of the new ones anyway.
Yeah. Anyway,
So,
long story
yeah.
short, I'm running too many Tamagotchis because I'm trying to fix one of them.
Yeah.
By putting a screen from a other unit that I bought for peanuts in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I can't get the screws out, I'm gonna have to find a watchmaker to get them out for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the Tamagotchi color is ancient.
It
The
is.
thing keeps going.
Yeah.
I didn't even think that those guys could get this off, but it's been 37 days and I've been waiting for the battery to die. But I forgot, of course, that modern batteries last a lot longer than batteries did over a decade ago.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
No.
Keep going until he dies, I guess. Anyway, sorry. Very uninteresting story.
No.
I'm gonna present.
Present the armband.
Oh, sorry, dog cuddles. That was way more interesting. Present. I know you've seen this around my arm before, but
What is it exactly?
it's the mark of a defense lawyer. In Japan, at least.
And what's your reason for showing it to a British prosecutor?
Oh, well, I don't know really.
I can understand, at least. There's merit in reminding yourself of who helped you become what you are today.
Oh.
But that's a personal matter. Something you may want to keep close at all times. Not something to flaunt.
Oh, I suppose not. Thank you for understanding, though. Oh my god, did we
Oh
just
my
get
God.
achievement for showing her armband to Van Zix?
Amazing. His badge is his dad's, clearly. Yeah, I
do wonder. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's wearing it in the
Yeah.
painting.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
Well, I mean, it could be his dad, it could be a brother. It could be
I'm
anyone.
gonna go with Daddy.
I'm gonna go with Daddy, yeah, for sure.
For sure. I really didn't miss anything. I
I don't think so.
kind of don't want to miss anything in his office.
No, right?
Some ridiculous shit.
Two more funny.
I still cannot deal with those fucking bats,
Bats.
which were probably great in 3D.
That's wearing hats.
Okay, no,
The
sadly,
chalice conversation. I'm not gonna be over that for a while.
we're supporting artists.
Mhm.
All right, back to prison we go.
Yippee.
Let's go talk to this British okay, so this is Van Ziek's friend, from his old uni
I
mate.
do feel like he has an alcohol problem. He doesn't drink most of it. He throws it away. Maybe that's the problem.
The warden said cell 11. That's this one.
Oh, there's someone curled up in a ball in the back corner, look!
What's his name again? Professor Albert Harebrain, wasn't it? Excuse me, Professor Harebrain?
Who are you?
I'm Rinosuke Naruhodo. I'm a defense lawyer.
A lawyer?
Was it something I said?
A lawyer, you say? Would you be here about the experiment? Are you going to defend my hypothesis?
Your hypothesis? Sorry, I don't...
Yesterday's demonstration! That demonstration was a magnificent demonstration! It was an out-and-out success by anyone's calculations! But despite that, no one listens! No lawyer believes in the science! When it's explained, they all leave at high velocity!
Now's probably not a good time to mention that your zeal made my concentration leave for a while too. Yesterday's demonstration. You mentioned the demonstration yesterday.
The papers have called it a spectacular failure. After all, a man died in the explosion, didn't he? Ark. Yes, you could interpret the results that way if you really wanted to. Well, I suppose in the strictest sense, the experiment was a failure, but at the same time, it was a great success.
You've lost me.
I saw it with my own eyes. Right there in front of me, Mr. Asman was spontaneously disassembled. Until then, everything was going exactly as my calculations had predicted.
Sorry, Kionara, do you also just get instantly disassembled?
Spontaneously disassembled. On the regular, actually. Isn't that just how cells work?
At that point, he should have been beamed to the Crystal Tower by instantaneous kinesis.
Could you please stop giving me, like, various crises?
However,
Sorry. It's you.
The machine exploded and Mr. Asman, in fact, perished.
yes, I can't deny that part of the experiment was a failure.
Rapid unexpected disassembly.
You're in pieces already, and that does make things somewhat easier, I suppose. So what you're really saying is the large explosion that killed Mr. Asmund was an accident, correct?
But the bigwigs had you arrested on suspicion of murder. I was responsible for a man's death. That is the immutable truth here. And for that I wish to be punished at once. But murder? Never in a million years. It was an accident. Simply an accident.
I see.
Hurley and I were talking this morning, you know. He said the situation would change completely depending on whether it was treated as an accident or murder.
How exactly?
Well, if it really was an accident, then the professor's machine would be kept in protective custody.
On what grounds?
Ah, yes, it's newly established here in Britain, the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act.
That one passed me by.
But if the case is treated as murder, then they'll say my machine was that murder weapon, and they'll be able to pore over it as much as they like. If they examine it in detail, they'll find out how it's made, and then they'll be able to copy my idea. My precious hypothesis will be stolen. The machine must be protected from that at all costs. That's why it's imperative this whole incident is shown to have been an accident in tomorrow's trial.
Ah, I see now. So, in short, there was a terrible accident at a Great Exhibition showground yesterday.
Yes, or rather no, the devil is in the details, strictly speaking. There was a terrible explosion.
Sounds the same to me.
You were demonstrating super high voltage instantaneous kinesis, weren't you? How fascinating. Humans, like all matter, are made up of particles that are held together by electrical bonds. So it must be possible, using a sufficiently high voltage, to break those bonds and beam the particles through space. That's it in a nutshell. That's my idea, you see? That's my amazing hypothesis.
Gosh, that's unimaginably high-level science.
Oh, but dare to imagine it, dare to dream of such incredible technology. Just think, one moment I could be here in this cell, and the next I could be at the Great Exhibition again.
Please do dismantle atomic bombs.
Yes, please do. Good idea. Excellent.
Well, yes, that would be incredible.
And the next, in the mere blink of an eye, I could be at a great Parisian theatre, say. The possibilities are endless. The whole of our vast planet could be within reach.
So no more hiding in wardrobes on rocky seas for 50 days?
We did do that.
I don't really see it like that.
What do you mean, Iris?
Well, if you could travel anywhere in the world instantly, the planet wouldn't really seem vast anymore, would it? I think it would feel like it had shrunk. My word, that's exactly right. Oh, what are the implications? What does this mean? Oops, that's got Professor Bunnybrain really worried by the look of it.
Clearly, this is yet another case of just because you can doesn't mean you should, I suppose.
Yes, quite. The point is, my calculations are flawless. The science works. But without a practical demonstration, it means nothing.
Could you not have, like, I don't know, used a rabbit?
You'd think. No. Investors, always.
I mean,
All big investors who are investing in technological things should try out their new stuff, I think.
I mean, on the other hand, like, you know...
No, I think that all the investors who are investing in science things and technological things should try out their inventions first. I think that would be a good idea. That's how you get rid of them. I mean...
But then they can no longer give you money.
Exactly.
As long as they're shareholders, you do this to your shareholders. Not the investors, the shareholders.
No, both. Both is good. That's definitely not what I was implying, Kinado. No.
And that's always the fly in the ointment. Because practical demonstrations cost a lot of money. Money that young scientists like you don't have.
Young.
Well,
Young.
Van Six isn't old.
How old is Van Six again?
He's like in his 30s, I think.
Imagine a Japanese game calling somebody in their 30s.
He's 33.
He's practically dead!
He's the same age as Sholmes. That's La Habrea. Fuck off. Hang on, how old is he? The other guy to the right? 33, yeah, I was gonna say. James is also 33, isn't he? I'm not going crazy. He is, it's true, he's anime dead.
He's 34.
Oh, he's 34. My god, this man is...
This man is 53,
53,
strong
yeah.
lad.
Yeah, but it's okay because he's God.
Oh wait,
Man, he's 47. He was about to drop dead anyway, so it's okay that we exploded him. 47, my god.
So a scientist who invented a machine to demonstrate super high voltage instantaneous kinesis. I'm gonna stop being able to say kinesis, I don't know why. He's the defendant of this case and a friend of Lord Van Zix, apparently. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah, Strongheart is anime undead.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that man is also immortal, so
I agree.
there's nothing we can do about it. Yeah.
He has become God.
Yes.
That's exactly it, yes. Hurley's always complaining about it. He says the government should invest more in science. Well, anyway, I bumped into him at the right time. I met the well-known investor, Mr. Assman.
The victim who died in yesterday's terrible incident. Accident even, you mean? Accident. It's not an incident, it's an accident.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't actually... The Reaper's
Oh my
years.
god. Oh my god.
I understand Lord Van Zix is a friend of yours from your university days.
Yes, that's right. He was studying law whilst I was studying science.
What was he like back then?
A good question. Unassuming, gentlemanly, an all-round nice fellow, really.
We've been calling him Mr. Assman, but I'm pretty sure his name was Asman.
Yes.
But, you know, Assman.
Sorry, I think you misheard me. I'm talking about the cold-hearted, merciless prosecutor Baruch Van Zix. What was he like when he was at university?
Exactly. It is definitely Asman, but he is Assman now. I don't care.
Talk about a leading question, Bruno. As I said, an unassuming and extremely pleasant gentleman. After all, he is the little darling of the Van Zix family, with all its great aristocratic origins.
His baby brother!
I was hoping he was a baby brother! Yes!
Yes!
I didn't realise he had quite such noble blood.
Oh yeah, by the way, we mused that definitely the colour we picked up yesterday is tied to Van Zix's family somehow.
We wondered if it was tied to his family, yeah.
I don't think it's tragic backstory time yet. I think that is not until the colour.
I definitely want tragic backstory this tape though, for sure. Mostly because there's not another one.
Little darling!
It was a bit of a shock when I came back to Britain and learnt what he'd become. The Reaper of the Bailey, no less!
Yes, that's right.
I did hear, though, that there was a very big event in his life that completely changed him after graduation.
Really? What sort of event? I forgot.
I'm sorry, but I don't know anymore. I wasn't in the country at the time. I was in Germany already.
Oh, yeah, of course. If he's heard all about the Reaper, I really don't have the heart to tell him that Lord Van Zix will be the prosecutor in court tomorrow. The victim. The full name of the man who died in yesterday's accident was Mr. Odie Assman, wasn't it? What exactly was your relationship with the man?
He first visited me in my laboratory in Germany a year ago now. He said he wanted to invest in my immaculate hypothesis. I thanked my lucky stars.
I see. So you hadn't really known each other until then.
Money for scientific research. I'm so envious. As far as I was concerned, the man was an angel.
Oh, really?
An archangel, even. He was prepared to fund a practical demonstration of my hypothesis for presentation at the Great Exhibition. Oh, I feel like this was a setup. And if that went well, I could expect additional financial support for my research from the British government.
Yeah, this was definitely set up.
Mr. Assman provided me with money and an exceptional engineer. He produced a machine to my precise specifications.
Yeah, so he had an inside man, and he planned to disappear, quote unquote die,
Yeah.
in a public at a very grand event,
Yeah.
I reckon. Funding in this economy, never. It's a ploy.
But then your dreams were blown to dust in one enormous explosion. As you can see, I owed everything to Mr. Assman. I would never, ever have thought of taking the man's life.
Well, he seems genuine enough. I don't think he's lying. So, Professor, let me just make absolutely sure I've understood you properly. The huge explosion that occurred yesterday, that was an accident, you're saying? You had no intent to harm the victim, who was in fact the sole investor in your work. Is that correct?
As correct as 2 squared is 4, I swear it. Yes, it's true that the man perished in a machine of my invention. So I know that I'm far from blameless in all this, but still, I would never use my discoveries, my inventions, to take a person's life, not in a centillion years. I'm a man of science, it's all I know. You have to believe me, please. Do you believe me? Do you believe in my hypothesis? Science is the pursuit of truth. You know, I've always believed that all my life.
I'm afraid I don't know much about science or your theories, but I do believe in you. I mean, I do believe you even, and I will fight to prove your innocence with all my might. I'm a man of the law. It's all I know. You have to believe me, please.
When I went to live in Germany after I graduated, I learned something very important. Nationality, class, lineage, none of that matters. As long as you try your hardest, you can achieve anything.
Sure. Thank you for that, Professor.
And thank you in advance for defending me tomorrow in court. Alright, Rune, it's time to visit the Great Exhibition.
Look, you're not a true science, you clearly
Through
can.
science, you can. Lick enough rocks, and you will eventually achieve kobold.
Yeah. I mean,
By the process of koboldering.
that's way funnier. I meant to say sorry.
Sorry, thanks.
Well, that's where the incident happened, isn't it?
Yes, I suppose that's true. Time to investigate at last. Present him the news article. Oops, I meant to say.
Did we finish conversing with him? We did, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know about any of that. Oh, how could this have happened?
You must feel awful. As well as a man losing his life, the Crystal Tower was greatly damaged too.
I know what happened. That must have been that.
That?
The day before the demonstration, I had my usual meal of frankfurters at the hotel restaurant. When I paid the bill, they gave me 3 shillings too much in change. But instead of saying anything, I just slipped the coins into my pocket. They're still there now. It's divine retribution for my wrongdoing. That's what this is.
For a scientist, he has some very illogical anecdotes. logic, and illogical. Okay, let's take
Grahatia will be pissed, right?
Yeah.
But there is a missing cat. In the newspaper as well. So
Yeah. A new location has been added.
we know where it is.
Experimentation stage. Okay.
What level music do you think the experimentation stage has?
Oh my god! Time to pull the twinning out.
Exhibition grounds. Foot of the Crystal Tower!
Yeah, time to pull the twinning out.
The showgrounds are a little too big for my liking. We've been walking around in dense crowds for 2 hours now, and I felt myself swooning 3 times.
There are a lot of people, aren't there? I've almost been trodden on 3 times too.
Be careful, won't you, Iris? Don't let go of my hand. We finally made it through this... to the...
Throngs with an R.
Wait,
With an R.
throngs, I can say it.
Okay, sure.
No.
Are you sure?
We finally made it to the throngs, though. By the look of it. Here we are, underneath the public experimentation stage, where the explosion happened yesterday. Oh my.
Oh my.
The crystal has been shattered in the crystal tower.
Ruh-roh. Oh, roll the R like Robotnik.
Oh my god, it's been so long since I saw the cartoon. What's that? Well, that, my dear, is the English... What the fuck are the physics on that flag?
That's not my favourite. I will say.
What's going on there?
Clearly the flag isn't actually being moved through wind, because the balloons would be shooting across the sky if the flag was behaving like that.
Yeah.
It's actually, if the flag is behaving like that, it is not good enough. I mean, the air is it's too windy to take hot air balloons up, or gas balloons, whichever those are.
Mm-hmm.
The round shape looks like gas, the pear shape looks like hot air. Because of the way they... Anyway.
No, you can
Sorry,
info
no,
dump
anyway,
balloon
so
facts. I
I-
know nothing. It's fascinating.
If it's on that... Did you know that it's all going pear-shaped? It's from gas balloons.
No way.
Because if gas balloons start
Seriously?
turning pear-shaped, it means you're in big trouble.
Oh my
Because
god.
it means the gas is escaping. Because gas balloons, it's in a sealed thing.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas hot air balloons, of course, they're air. You blow the air into the envelope.
Mm-hmm.
And then with fans, giant fans, you basically have crew members on the ground hold up the entrance, the mouth of the envelope for the hot air balloon. And then you bring in big fans that blow air into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the basket lying sideways
Yeah.
with the hot air vents going sideways into the balloon. And you start heating up the air that's been blown in to the envelope.
Oh.
And that, of course, then makes it lift up. And you keep flaming. And eventually the air is hot and it starts rising. And that's when, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And, yeah, so hot air balloons are pear-shaped like that.
Yeah.
But not in the colloquial
sense.
pear-shaped
Yeah.
thing. So, yeah. Anyway, if the flag is going like that, it's too windy to take a balloon up. It'll just go off. So, I think it's an animatronic...
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's an animatronic flag, is what I'm trying to say, which is why the physics are so fucky, because much like that old World Fair, where they rolled out, like, President Lincoln or whatever, like Disney did,
Uh-huh.
and he was a little bit uncanny.
Yeah.
This flag is uncanny.
Mm-hmm.
There, that's my theory.
Thank you. A
I
flag
have-
theory.
We can... That's... Yeah.
I can hear voices from up on stage. It sounds like an argument. But no joke, that was very interesting. I'd like to learn more about the whole air. Oh my god!
Wowie! Right,
all
I've
our
had it
favourites.
with you this time. I'm warning you. I'll arrest you in a minute.
She got taller.
Ginny get
since then.
taller, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, excuse me, she got real tall all of a sudden.
Oh yeah, go on then, Spectre, give it a shot. You ain't got no evidence and you know it.
Wait, I know those voices.
You've got a cheeky little mouth on you, young lady, but a night in the cells will teach you some manners.
The coat
Rex.
also sits better on her.
It does, doesn't it?
Just try it, I dare ya. If you want that bag of chips rammed down your throat.
That's the first time we've ever seen that 3/4 view of Iris.
Yes.
Look at you with your 3D models. Ah! Can everybody stop screaming? I can't do it, alright? I don't want to pop the mic. Ah! It's you! Your ladyship! How are you, your ladyship? I do hope you're well, your ladyship.
Does that make her 3 times a lady?
Oh, that's funny. I can see I got that reference.
Ah.
Yeah.
I'm not well at all. It's far too busy everywhere. I wanted to ride in a balloon, but there was a 3-hour queue.
Unbelievable! I'll go and have a word for you at once, your ladyship. You'll be flying high as a kite in no time once I pull some strings for you.
But don't touch Sholmes' stash.
Do not give children caffeine.
Why is Gregson an inspector at Scotland Yard? Until recently, he was suspended from duty, but it would appear he's back in action now. He's actually quite well known, appearing as he does in the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes.
Which is why he's such a simp.
Yeah, because she pays him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she does pay him, doesn't she?
She does pay him, and
For
also
to-
if she writes positively about him, people
he
treat
gets-
him positively.
Yeah.
And if she writes negatively about him, he's worried that they will do the opposite.
Yeah. And for that reason, he can't say a word wrong to the story's author, Iris. But there are limits, surely. Or there should be.
What shit, sunshine?
Sorry.
What gives then? Don't tell me you're on this case.
Yes, I'm acting for the defense.
So we're here to investigate.
Dear me, that's the situation, is it?
Is it really that troubling?
A measly 5 bob, is that all you got?
I'm going to assume there we go.
You're a lawyer, ain't ya? You could stand to carry a bit more copper around in your pockets, Mr. Anara Odo.
Hey! That's my last bit of spending money, that is!
You can have it back, but I'll have to charge you for all the bother. 3 bob.
This is Gina Lestrade, a pickpocket or diver, born and bred in the East End of London. In the case that led to my own suspension 6 months ago, this is the young girl I was defending in court.
What's your problem, eh, Odo? Diver? Pickpocket? What's with all the name calling? You want a bag of chips round down your throat and all, do you?
I would like some chips, actually. Thank you,
Actually, yeah.
Gina. I thought you were proud to be a diver, Gina. You were just arguing with Inspector Gregson about it, weren't you? I assumed you'd been up to your usual tricks here at the showground.
That ain't no way to talk to a lady, Odo. Half a year's a long time. People can change. I'm an apprentice now, learning to be a Scotland Yard detective. So you'll have to call me what everyone else does. It's Inspector Lestrade now.
Oh my god! That's how they did it.
See what they did there?
Inspector? That badge is homemade, surely.
Hey, Cap.
The inspector part isn't entirely accurate. No one calls her that. For what it's worth, anyway. Investigating is off the cards for all of us.
What's that supposed to mean?
Right, well, I'll be back up top. You hold the fort down here, alright?
Right, sir.
This raises a lot of questions. What dramatic music are. Do we want to examine or converse with Gina first?
We can examine. We normally examine first, then converse, right?
Yeah. What's this? I have a thing here.
There was a sign. It was wasn't it the sign?
Yeah, that's the sign. This platform must have been set up for the experiment, I suppose. It's very high up.
About 30 feet above the ground, apparently. That's what a policeman I just spoke to said.
I don't really understand feet very well. We don't use them in Japan. Like sensible fucking people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry. Small rant time.
Okay.
When it comes to localization of Pokemon games, I despise the fact all of the heights are turned to feet.
Yeah.
Or is it pounds?
It's feet. What heights?
No, as I can say, no, so I was thinking, and weight I think is in pounds.
Okay.
It's in
Gonna
feet and
say.
fucking pounds.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? Because fucking Europe, because this is the thing, there's localization for Europe. Why the fuck is it not localized for Europe to be in kilos and centimeters?
Or sometimes meters.
Yes.
Give me an inch. I'm sorry, give him an inch and you get 0.08 of a foot. I agree.
Ah.
Yeah, that's very funny.
I've recently been trying to get the hang of some of those archaic things they still use in this
To be
country.
fair, same.
Like,
I still use some of them. Like weight, like person weight, I've always only known in stones. So I cannot get my head around kilograms. And same for human heights. I've always known feet and inches.
yeah.
But I cannot easily, I can't easily picture feet when it comes to non-people.
Yeah, same.
I have to kind of like do a weird little conversion in my head.
I have to
And-
literally use my own height.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly that.
That I know in feet.
Yeah, I'm like, and then I have to like multiply myself.
Yeah.
And go like, okay, so like 3 of me, and yeah.
I hate it as a measure. Also because, okay, so here's the thing. With feet, it's inaccurate.
Yeah.
My height, depending on which calculation is used, I'm either 5'6".
You're not that tall unless you wear stilts, Socket Wrench.
Stop.
You find in your tall platform shoes when you're pretending to be people in a coach.
Shut
How tall are you, Socket Wrench? Go on.
4 feet.
You can't picture feet well either. People won't let you. Don't worry, you can find plenty of places on the internet where people will picture feet for you. Hopefully that will help.
Ah! My controller!
Fumbled that bag!
Oh yes, sorry, it's about 9 meters.
See, I can picture that.
Yeah, same, right? I'm like, okay, cool, I understand meters, but like 30 feet, I don't know how many that is. But yeah, 9 meters, which is why you have the hate the Fahrenheit versus Celsius thing, because Americans will claim Fahrenheit is what it feels like, which is a stupid argument because 10 degrees Celsius feels like that to you.
Yeah.
No, same. If somebody talks about Fahrenheit, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't understand. But yeah, of course Fahrenheit's what it feels like to you, because you've grown up thinking,
Yeah.
oh, okay, this feeling is this many Fahrenheit. This many, you know what I mean? This much in
It's
Fahrenheit.
such a stupid thing anyway.
Because,
Because,
like, yeah, if it feels like 1 degree Celsius,
Yeah.
it's 1 degree. Yeah, like.
But guess what? I know when it's about to start freezing without having to think about it.
Yeah, exactly. Tee.
Because, you know, having 0 as, like, the fucking base point makes life a lot nicer.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they still have the audacity, Americans, to talk about, like, stupid, archaic systems used in other countries.
Yeah.
Also, who the fuck thought using cups for baking was a good idea?
Cups is pretty useful if you're measuring liquids. But if you're measuring flour, for example, sugar is okay in cups too. But if you're going precise baking, but yeah, one of the problems with using cups for baking is that if you, depending on whether or not you scoop versus pour, the flour gets more and less compacted, meaning you can have way too much flour or way too little.
Yeah.
But I am a cups for liquids defender.
Yeah, but
Because,
that's, yeah, exactly. That's
Like,
also-
I mean, I also have my little measuring jug that I will use as well, but 250 ml being a cup in some countries, but not all, because I think Japanese cups are also a different size. So that's fun. Flower power, awful thing. But yeah, no. So if you accidentally compact the flour in a cup measure, it will weigh sometimes even almost a third as much. If you really, really get it in there, which is why you should always weigh flour. But for liquids and sugar, they're excellent.
Yeah. Yeah. Just.
Did I miss an iris thing that you pressed, or did I read it in the
No,
end?
this is the next.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you hold on here.
Oh yeah, 9 meters. I remember now. Yeah, I couldn't remember.
But soon you'll have been in London a year, Runo. It's time you got used to our measurements.
Ripper-Rooney trying to start weighing things in stones.
No, right? It is awful. I know what my weight is in stones, and kilograms confuses the hell out of me. But
Yet you bake with it.
yet I bake with it. This is the thing. I could not, I can't do pounds and ounces in baking. It confuses the hell out of me.
I know, and I'm so glad that I was just raised with kilos and my grammage, because I have a little baby brain.
But yeah, if you ask me, for example, to weigh out 25 grams of butter, I can basically eyeball that. But you ask me to weigh out a couple of pounds, and I'm like, so stupid. Yeah, I just can't measure up to expectations. That's true.
Yes.
You can't send any sort of measurement weight that doesn't have full numbers, like a stick of butter being 104 grams sometimes. Yeah, no, that's the worst. But I think often that happens, certainly in baking. If they get translated from imperial to metric, you'll get really weird numbers.
Yeah, that was the thing I was talking about with inches.
Yes.
With feet. 2 centimeters.
Yeah, the conversions are always ever so slightly off.
They are massively off. Depending on there can be a massive difference in height depending on which one you use.
Yeah.
Because there's just this gap in there, and they round it up or down.
Yeah.
I'm
true.
this is not useful.
That's why we don't build rockets in inches.
Fucking 8 inches, man.
Who wouldn't go with 50 grams instead of a third of a stick of butter? Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah. What also really gets me is okay, so as a merchandise maker, I hate it when people use inches. I hate it. Why do you not use millimeters? It's more accurate. All the manufacturers use millimeters. Stop using inches. And they're being this is bigger or smaller than I was expecting. And it's yes, because you didn't do it in millimeters. Anyway, rant over. This thing is so tall, the spectators at the front would just have seen a wall and nothing else.
You can easily eyeball 18 stoned lards. Speaking of, it's your dad's birthday coming up, so you'll be seeing him.
What? Wow!
Yes, that's very entertaining.
I think I need to call the fire brigade.
Yeah.
I don't think I have something strong enough
I don't think anyone's going to survive that sick burn.
They probably thought they'd secured the best spot to watch from, only to be disappointed.
There's a saying in Japan, the darkest spot is right under the lighthouse. I feel like it probably applies here.
I mean, okay, so if you said that anywhere else, you'd probably get stoned by Americans. I suppose in part, I'm of the opinion that we're all just doing it the way we've grown up doing it.
Yeah.
And we should all be more respectful of each other's weights and measures systems.
Yeah.
In part. But also, metric is objectively better. That's why NASA uses it. If Imperial worked better, scientists would use it, and they don't.
Yeah, I can't argue there.
Yeah. And also because I just always find it really funny. There was that Reddit post going around for a while, wasn't there, with somebody being all people in Europe being all oh, metric's better, but America uses Imperial and we've put people on the moon. And the response to that, of course, being, NASA did that, and they use metric. Which gave me a chuckle. Oh, the funny story is that the one where the parts came back completely wrong because some of the measurements had been done in inches and some had been done in centimeters. And it was like for a rocket or something, and it was ridiculously expensive. Because that is hilarious, and if you've got that in long form, so I can say it without whatever the hell that was. Being Imperial didn't exactly work out better for us either. No, it didn't. No, that was funny. And oh my god, you have a funnier one? Okay, I want your story, please, 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 please. Imperial's above us. Anyway, you go ahead.
The Crystal Tower. It's certainly an apt name. It was built to be the focal point of the exhibition, even, good God. And it definitely is, being so tall and with all that glass. I got that emphasis spot on, don't at me. I can't imagine a building like this ever being erected in Japan.
Replacing it will be a pain.
There are lots of exhibits inside the tower as well, apparently. Of course, there's an observation deck, but there's also an art gallery, a zoo, and a museum.
The zoo's full of cat boys.
But I heard you have to queue for 3 hours just to get through the doors.
Why is every queue a 3 hour long? Why?
It's the worst Disneyland. Well, at the moment, the shattered glass from the failed experiment may well be the biggest draw.
And thanks to that accident, the whole tower is shut.
Suddenly, it's not the Crystal Tower anymore, but the Crystal Glass Shower.
Oh my god. Bruno's joining you, Kinado.
Apparently, everyone's taking to the skies now to look down on the disaster area from above instead. But there's a 3-hour queue to go up in a balloon now.
Londoners must be very patient people.
Oh, it's a personal story. That's even better. Your first year of uni when you were doing physics, thermodynamics 1 was taught by the engineers who insisted you use Rankine. Rankine? Huh. I've never heard that word before.
No.
How exciting. Kelvin, but for Fahrenheit. Someone genuinely made an absolute scale for it and barely anyone uses it too. That's extraordinary. I was like, genuinely, that's not something I've ever heard of before. How amazing. What the hell?
Do you think people are just really passionate about coming up with new fucking systems that are somehow more complicated than what we already have?
I think so.
Just so can they give it a funky name like Rankine?
Yes.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Is it based on like Ian Rankin or Robert Rankin?
All I could think of as well. I'm glad it's not just me.
Rankine. You forgot that scale even existed. Yeah. That's how little it seems used. Like, if I have ever heard of it, I didn't. It's literally Fahrenheit, except OR is okay. Okay. That's so dumb. Physicists, am I right?
Yeah. Oops, I didn't mean to click on it again!
Well, you can
Crystal
click
Tower,
through that, and I can remember the one
glass,
time
I can't imagine.
that one of our family friends was a Nobel Prize winner in chemistry, John Popel, and we used to go around there when I was a kid for dinner sometimes when they were in England, because they used to be neighbours of my grandparents back in the day before they moved to America.
Mm-hmm.
And my father, notable photographer and graphic designer, decided that he was going to argue chemistry with a Nobel Prize winning chemist who mostly just sat there going, yes, well that could be possible. I suppose that could be possible if you... Yes, I mean, I suppose it could do. And my dad really genuinely thought he ran rings around this man. Which is... yeah.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully the physics department immediately afterwards were like, forget that shit. Excellent. And the engineers were the only people left using it because supposedly it was easier. Okay. Yeah, well, you know what it's like. You know what physicists are like. Sorry, engineers. You know what engineers are like, is what I meant to say. They are all like, no. This scale that is impossible to use is easier because I want to be smarter than everybody else. And if you don't understand it, that's just because you don't understand how much easier it is. Easier. Why are they like that? It's kind of like the old PC wars, right? Where everyone insisted that like the most archaic systems were clearly better because they were easier, and like the general person would look at it and go, "You what?
Yeah.
This is fucking like. Do I have to like? Some parts of this only work on a full moon. This arcane sigil I have to inscribe just to turn my PC on, and you say it's easier, and you've got these like hardcore users of it. Just it takes about half an hour just to move an icon.
Yeah.
But same with you there? Well, I'm judging you, but also, you know, live and let live. But also I'm judging you.
For some reason, the ground is damaged in this spot. Look! Almost as if there was a fire here or something.
Yes, if you look closely, there's some scattered ash and burnt embers too.
Well, I suppose there was a big explosion just above here. People probably wouldn't bat an eyelid at a small fire like people probably wouldn't bat an eyelid at a small fire like this would have been.
I'm not sure we English are quite that laid back, Bruno.
You only partially work once in a blue moon and need eldritch symbols. To be fair, same.
Oh, I don't like being called out like this. I just don't want
Yeah. As if. I mean, when the planets align, I can work. Otherwise, no.
This is why I'm not like something like an artist or anything, and I need everything to be the correct vibe, otherwise I can't work.
It's true.
These stairs obviously lead to the stage above. We should go up there and investigate the exact spot where the experiment was being conducted. Okay, I'm absolutely.
It's going well.
Oh, okay. We're just
Black.
going. Okay. It's an impressive whatever the fuck
Horn.
it is.
Tootle horn. It's a horn for tooting.
Some of those balloons are at a worrying angle compared to the others.
They are. I think it's a fisheye lens that we're watching it with. But yeah, they are at quite a...
They seem to be going in different wind directions.
They do.
The giant
The
doot
giant
ray.
doot ray, yeah. You turn it on and it just goes...
So, that's it, is it? The machine that blew up.
No, but I bet whoever was in that Ferris wheel car there, those ones, had an excellent view of it.
I bet you.
Oh, it must have been a magnificent explosion, and I've seen my fair share.
You've seen things like this before, you mean?
Of course, Hurley's always doing experiments that end in a bang. In fact, in his own words, explosions are the very essence of chemistry.
You know, I'm even more worried about those balloons looking at the direction the flags are blowing in.
Yep.
Ah, that might explain the smell of burning that frequently comes wafting up the stairs.
Yep.
One time, he made something that exploded with such force, it took the roof off the building. I wish you'd been there to see it, Bruno.
Well, I'm glad that he wasn't, on account of the fact that the roof is just above his
Yeah,
attic.
there you go.
Oh, yeah!
It's hard to get too excited about that, given that I now live in the roof.
Well, anyway, that's enough about that. It's time to investigate.
In other news, he's being investigated on terrorism charges. Yeah, right? Oh, it's Gregson. Yeah, I think those flags are all animatronic.
Mm-hmm.
They have to be. Otherwise, I am also very frightened for the balloons, for sure.
Ah, look, Inspector Gregson is over there.
Grexy.
He seems to be deep in thought about something, whilst eyeing up the machine carefully.
Really? He just looks confused to me.
It it ripped itself apart magnificently, didn't it?
Magnificently and mercilessly.
So someone stands in the middle of the machine to be disassembled and then beamed through the air.
Yes, beamed, not blasted. That's the point.
Yes, that part's crucial, really. Is something like that even possible, though, Iris?
Oh, Bruno, I'm just a child. How should I know?
A child when it suits you mean?
From what I can tell, I think if you were to pull this lever... Stop!
Don't touch that!
That was practically instantaneous kinesis the way you flew over just now, Gregsy.
Please, your ladyship. I didn't mean to startle you, but I can't let you touch anything up here.
So sorry. You can have some of my latest special blend to make up for it.
Wonderful. This stuff really is wonderful.
It's just like the old times, if this is. Yeah. Do you think he just carries that cup of...
I think so.
The cup and saucer around, yeah. We're representing Professor Hairbrain in court tomorrow, Inspector. So we should be allowed to examine the scene.
Ah, listen, Sunshine, even I'm not allowed to touch anything up here. It's that blasted special dispensation. One moment, please. It's that blasted Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act to blame. It's driving me potty.
Yeah, he has an infinite chips and...
Yeah. Somebody should actually investigate the science behind his chips, because I think he's actually discovered infinite chip fusion.
And fish, don't forget the fish.
Oh wait, hang on. If there's fish, does that mean it's fusion? I mean fission rather than fusion.
Oh yes, that's special dispensation. The professor mentioned that too.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at my own joke. That would be unseemly. More red tape's all we need. I don't know what the government thinks it's playing at sometimes.
But we're allowed to just look, aren't we?
Terrible joke's been noted and the authorities informed. Good. Eh?
Surely that's all right, isn't it, Gregsy?
Of course, your ladyship. Anything you say, your ladyship. But please don't get your dainty hands dirty, will you?
Don't worry. We wouldn't dream of touching anything, would we, Bruno?
She really knows how to get what she wants. Okay. I'm gonna do something nobody's gonna enjoy, but we have to get up early tomorrow. And we still have to do some other stuff after stream, so I can't make it late. I'm really sorry. I actually want to keep going,
Same.
but we shouldn't.
Gregsy, I won't get my hands dirty at all. Look, see, I have gloves on.
You're right.
I know. I also we need to talk to Ginny too downstairs.
Yeah, it's true,
but
we
it's
do.
possibly a good time, like, so the investigation's still slightly fresh in our brain for court.
For court.
Because I do think we might be able to do enough investigating next time to hopefully get to court. So if all goes well, we'll be back next week, same place, same time.
Yeah. Well,
On
maybe a
Tuesday
little
and
earlier,
Wednesday.
maybe a little later. We don't know.
Yeah, somewhere around
7:30 to 8. Yeah. I know the terrible jokes that they're gonna have to. We'll share them next week, right?
I'm really yes.
This is all Socketwrench's fault.
Oh my god! Don't make it's your parents' fault. Actually,
Okay, yeah, fine.
for having birthdays.
Yes. On the same day, both of them.
Yeah.
6 years apart. What are the odds of that? 2 Scorpios I was raised by.
Oh, no.
there was no hope for me, really, was there? Honestly.
Anyway,
yeah, I have to get up tomorrow and make them cake.
before
We have to go out for lunch and blah, 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 blah. It's a pincer movement. Awful, dreadful.
Oh.
Submitting that one to the authorities as well.
There's going to be so many arrests next stream. We're just going to start streaming and they're going to kind of come over and arrest all of you.
Yeah. It's the one. That's why we're going to court. It's not for this case at all.
No.
Hopefully nobody can hear the intense vroom-vrooming outside.
I was very confused about what that noise was at first.
What? The vrooming?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the boy racers on the road. They've started early today.
Well then.
Yippee.
Off we toddle.
Off we toddle.
Thank you for dropping by
Thank you.
and joining us on Fanzeek's backstory reveal.
I know, right? You get them here, you're right by the A1. Yeah, we're already on like a little drive, like a little... They kind of go up and down. We've got some long straight roads, basically.
Uh-huh.
And they just go zoom zoom up and down them. And usually there's a crash, like once a month near the end, but they don't learn.
No.
And
Oh,
sometimes
well.
they take out pedestrians, which is...
Yeah.
Anyway. Only once a month. Yeah, well, it is a really small road.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
They should not have this.
yeah,
They do.
genuinely. It's not even an A road. It's like a... I'm not even 100% sure it's even a B road. I don't think it has a number at all. I think it's literally just a name. Every damn day at the M25 junction. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. Anyway, yes, before I get distracted. Thanks for coming to our stream!
Aye!
Don't forget, keep the soap on a rope. It's an unruly little bugger. And keep the Fanzeeks in your cheeks. Yeah. We're not really soapy anymore, are we?
No.
I'm gonna have to work out something else, but at the same time,
No.
it can still be soap season, right?
It's soap season for now. We're all squeaky clean here.
Yeah, we are, it's true.
Mhm.
Everyone is. Even Ginny is. Fanzeeks in your biceps?
You know what? Yeah, I'll take it. Mm-hmm.
You don't want them on your cheeks?
I...
Always follow the kobold motto: live, laugh, objection! And until next time, we hope you'll be well. Good night.
Good night.
Oh my
Good
goodness, thank you! Good night.
Thank you! And with that,
With that,
we shall now go to bed.
good night.
Good night! Have a good day, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.